back in our studio. Roddy Woods back in our studio. Happy birthday. We won't say what number it is, but happy birthday to you, Roddy Woods. And let's go ahead and as well mention our player of the week. Brandon and I were just talking about this just a minute ago. Gage McKinney out of Clabough High School, 401 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns. And, you know, for just good measure, he had a touchdown pass as well.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? You just complete your night off. Have yourself a night there, Gage McKinney. At the end of this evening, Brandon and I will come up and nominate an additional player of the week. Please go and vote at the end of this evening. Well, Brandon, let's break it down a little bit. Who do you like tonight?
I think this game is a real toss-up. I think it's really a close game. I've seen both these teams. I think a lot of both of them. I think being senior night, being here at Webb, and I think a little more experience on that Knox-Webb side, a few more seniors, I think that may make the difference in this one.
Yeah, this is a final senior night for Coach Ametsky because you know that there's going to be a wave of emotion coming.
It's time for Friday Night Football.
Well, and their goal is absolutely to come out and try to win a state title this year. But here we go. We're about to get underway.
It's time.
Lane Travis with your kickoff.
Friday Night Football on Fast.
It's a high pop up in the air. Let's see what Webb does here. Spartans. We've got a bit of a run. Got a lane set up. Breaks that one tackle. Got space. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds at the Charger 25-yard line. Now, that's how you set the table for your offense.
And that's one of the guys we've talked about coming into this game, Marquise Barrett. He took that ball on the hop, got his foot down, found a seam, and then showed that speed to get upfield, take it down to the 25-yard line, and the Spartans have got the table set for him on a nice short field to start things off.
He's just so explosive, Brandon. It's like one step and he's gone.
He is. He's so fast. He's so fast.
One of the players that you and I talked about this week was Jay Webb up the middle and just what he brings to these two lines, offensive and defensive line. There's your handoff by Robinson, looking for room. Number 42 there on the carry. That's Baxter Johnson. One interesting thing I found out about him, and I'll tell you what, he looks like a man among boys, but he plays lacrosse as well. So you know he's got good speed and good endurance if he's doing that.
Oh, you've got to. That's one of the things you see so much in these guys that play multiple sports.
Yes.
You develop different skills, you develop different assets that help you across the sports. That said, I do think Barrett missed his hole right there. He's not gonna like looking at that on film.
Robinson back, brings up 2nd and 9, hands off. Actually keeps the ball, looking for space. Not a lot right there. I'd probably bring up 3rd and long, probably 3rd and 7, I'm guessing, right there, Brandon.
Well, and that could have been a play that was stopped for no gain, but Robinson put his head down and bulldozed his way for 2 or 3 more yards. You can see in the way he runs why the midshipmen are excited to have him and potentially let him play quarterback for them.
Out of the pistol, single back by side. Little toss there to number 3. That will be this evening Shavar Young. We've talked about him already, the impressive freshman. And let's see where our spot is, Brandon. It's going to be 4th and very short, probably about 2 yards. And my expectation here is that they let your Spartans go for it right here.
Well, offense is still on the field, so here we go.
You know, very, very early. But kind of a big moment already.
Very early, but a chance to try to keep the drive going and try to start off with a score here.
4 receiver set.
And you may see Robinson as a veteran quarterback try to get Chattanooga Christian to jump here.
Yeah. There's your snap. Handoff. I believe he's going to have enough for the first down and quite a bit more.
Yeah.
That's going to be taken all the way down to the Charger 13-yard line.
On first contact, he was going to be short, and then just put his head down, kept trucking, picks up the first down on that 2nd and 3rd effort. Johnson runs hard. We've talked about that.
Yep.
He's a tough back, and he got those tough yards right there.
He's a freshman as well.
And there's a Clabough's Campground first down, a big one.
Robinson looking for his receiver. He's got one, I believe, waiting. No, incomplete there. That was intended for number 5
Marquise
there,
Barrett.
Marquise Barrett.
And he had him there, and that's a I think a lot of people may look and go, well, that's only a 7 or 8 yard throw.
Yeah.
That ball came from the far hash, and the high school hashes are wider than they are in college or pros. That's a long throw back to the corner on the other side.
And you see the speed on these corners that Chargers have right here. Robinson with the keeper looking for space. And he's going to keep those feet moving. That's going to be a touchdown for the Spartans. Number 4, Charlie Robinson. We've talked about just how explosive he is.
Man, Mr. Robinson pulls it down there, goes to the right side. He talked with me earlier this week about how he's tried to raise his game as a runner, how he's tried to be stronger as a runner and show that. And right there he was able to put.
Let's look at our replay here, Brandon. Great balance there.
Showed the toughness to get through the tackle and then showed the balance to stay on his feet and get on the inside for that touchdown.
There's your kick by Cunningham. I believe that's going to be short. I wonder if that ball was partially blocked.
It looked like it was. He missed that badly. And Ron, we're seeing it again, just like we saw last week. Special teams is going to play a big part in this one. This is a game we think that's going to be really close. So missing that extra point may come back to haunt them.
Yep. One of the interesting things about this Knox-Webb team, I had a conversation with one of the staff here, one of their teachers, and she told me grades K, pre-K through 12, only 1,070 students. And in talking with Dave Metzke this week, he's only got 3 players that go both ways, about 47 kids on the roster. That's impressive.
That's unheard of.
Yes, it is.
For a school that size.
Yep.
We also want to make sure that we thank Sevier County Electric. That was a Sevier County Electric touchdown from the Webb School Spartans to start the game off. Sevier County Electric bringing power to our community.
And this will be an Old Mill kickoff as we continue to recognize our great sponsors.
Well, that was just about as good a start as Webb could have asked for.
Set up by Barrett in that long return.
And now you've got the 2 dangerous return men for Chattanooga Christian back deep waiting on this one. So see if they can return the favor here.
Igruneza here for your kickoff. Back deep trying to catch a number right here. I believe that's Carter back deep. You see a number there, Brandon, for the Chargers. No, actually, that's Boo Carter back deep. Plus, I was looking at the other player. Lane here, too, Brandon. Brought down there by number 42 for Webb on the tackle. That's Baxter Johnson. We called his name several times already, but 2 good kickoff returns start this game already.
Dre Martin with a nice return there. There was an interesting action that Chattanooga Christian had there as they were coming up. Dre was able to fake a handoff there to Boo coming across, and that froze the coverage team. He was able to get upfield. Webb was able to make the tackle, but should be an assist to that Chattanooga Christian blocker that he bumped into and slowed him down.
Well, Jaw here in the piston as well. Tailback by his shoulder. Handoff there to number 5 for Chattanooga. That's Barrett, and he'll get, let's give him 5 yards on that. It's a good size. Both of these teams have very good sized lines on both sides. So they bring up 2nd and 5 here with 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Your score, Webb at 6. Chattanooga Christian at the Spartan 43. Quick pass here. Still trying to find running room there. Close quickly, but still a pretty good pickup there.
Well, and that's Boo Carter again. They ran that quick throw to the outside. He got out there, got matched up on a linebacker. And if Chattanooga Christian can get that matchup, they'll take that all night long. They got him in space. He made that quick move to the inside and turned a 1 yard gain into a first down. A Clabough's Campground first down, I might add.
Draw back, looking for his receiver. Well, that's closed quickly. Let's see, incomplete pass.
That was a brave throw by Gile there, showing how much he trusts his arm. And again, like we talked about down here on the other end, that's a long throw. That's not a pass that just every quarterback can make.
Jaw back in the pistol again.
I think they're going to get Gile for a false start, I believe. I think he pulled out just a little early. Don't see that called on a quarterback often, but started that drop back a step early.
And one thing we'll see tonight between Javoris Havis and Boo Carter, they'll just shift back and forth.
It is, this whole team for Chattanooga Christian is such a nightmare to match up with. They use a lot of motion because they have multiple athletes that can play multiple positions, and they can use them interchangeably on this offense. That movement's such a big part of what they do.
Jaw back, looking, surveying the field. Some pressure to the sides, but he's able to escape. Still running, taking all the way down to the Charger 32-yard line. Joey Bonifacio there on the tackle.
And he was able to get some of the penalty yardage back, about another 3 yards, but
3rd and long.
But boy, Mr. Bonifacio makes you pay for it.
Yes, he does.
That is Jordan Giles is not a small ball carrier at all. He's a big quarterback, and Giles took him completely off his. Bonifacio took him completely off his feet.
So 3rd down and 7. 3 receiver set, man in motion.
Fumbled.
And they'll lose about 6 yards on that right there, Brandon. So that's going to bring up 4th and long at the Knox Webb 44-yard line.
Looked like they were trying that jet sweep to Boo Carter. The mesh point and the change just wasn't clean. Carter kept trying to pick it up to see if he could make something out of it. Just couldn't get on the ball. Looks like they're going to go for this here in no man's land.
4th and 11 from the Spartan 38-yard line. We'll see what Massey dials up here. In space.
Oh.
Good tackle. Number 52 there for Webb. Turn the runner back in. That would be Klasky. And then a couple Spartans there were there to finish that off.
Cooper Cameron came in there to help clean that one up as well, and he broke down there. Was a screen design, Irvin, and he really just broke down well in space to make that tackle. Irvin's another one of these good athletes for Chattanooga Christian. That is not an easy tackle to make.
Boy, it's a luxury to have 2 very good linebackers, isn't it?
Oh, especially against an offense like this.
Robinson back in the pistol, single back on his shoulder. Handoff there, looking for space, and not much going right there. That was number 42, Baxter Johnson, once again. That's going to bring up 2nd down and about 8.
Right, I kept thinking he was going to have an opportunity there because it looked like it was blocked up. It looked like they had a chance to turn the corner, but Chattanooga Christian just flows to the football so fast.
They stretch it out very well, don't they? When you get those sweeps and you just force them to the sideline, you just eventually run out of room. Handoff keeper by Robinson as he's looking for space, hits his own man, and then is taken down.
We've seen a lot of teammate on teammate crime already tonight. They've been that's the second time we've seen a teammate slow down another one. Although I don't think Mr. Robinson was going to be going too far on that. He had a little bit of a hole there, hit his own man, and came down.
Well, I think what happened right there was Drew Bond just pretty much shoved the offensive tackle right into his path, and that kind of halted the whole play. Robinson looking, and Robinson will do what a shoestring tackle right there prevents what could have been potentially a big game because it was there.
If they don't make that sack on Charlie Robinson there, he's probably still running because there was a huge hole on the right side. Now, for Chattanooga Christian, you had come out, you went on 4th down, you weren't able to make it, but your defense steps up and gets a 3 and out. That's a huge stand by the Charger defense.
So I believe this is Nierendorf here back to punt. Boo Carter back to receive. I'm trying to figure out the other Charger by his side. Good punt. Bit of a line drive punt.
I believe it's Dre Martin.
But great coverage right there. Number 15 there on the tackle for Webb. That'll be Jack Wagner, the junior, 6'4", 185 pounds. And it's a luxury when you've got a 6'4", 285-pound junior on special teams.
Those don't grow on trees.
No. Okay, so the Chargers will get their 2nd attempt here on offense.
Kind of feel like this might be time for a shot play for them.
Yep. There's your handoff. Good gain right there. Be close to a 1st down. Let's see if our markers move. Number 5, Marquez Barrett. We called his name several times tonight already. Oh, was that Havis there on the carry?
Havis on the carry, and he is bigger than I realized. That's a big back. Big back with good speed. Here's Boo Carter in motion.
Sweep all the way out, and he's still going, Brandon. Tackled all the way down to the 34-yard line of the Spartans. Let's go to our replay for a moment, our VP replay.
Took that jet sweep, got up, got outside, and then put his foot in the ground and just got everything he could out of it. Picked up that Clabough's Campground first down, and you see that how explosive Boo Carter is on plays like that. How quickly he can get upfield and just eat up yards.
Shavar Young there on the tackle. There's your handoff. I believe that's Havis again, is it not?
I believe that was Havis again into the middle of the line, but they faked that jet sweep action to Carter. They're trying to freeze. As good as these Webb linebackers are, they're trying to freeze those Webb linebackers with the action and give their athletes just a chance to get one more step to get to the outside.
Stephen Beatty there on the tackle. Here's your handoff again. Havis, as he continues to turn those legs. Unlike Blue Carter, he's a bit of a bruiser.
Havis has got... he's bigger than I remember him earlier this season.
You can look at those thighs, man.
Yeah, he's running with a lot of power. He's a big back. I think he's a guy that's going to pick up some attention as his career continues, because guys that size with that kind of speed don't come around often.
Last time Chargers had third down, they were unable to convert. Here it looks as though once again they're going to fail to convert, but this is going to bring up fourth down and very short.
I expect to see them probably go for this here.
Yeah. Officially be fourth down and 3. I wouldn't expect much fancy right here.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be real cute.
No.
Now, the one thing you may look for here is if you can get Carter open on a quick screen.
Davis Bassett to the outside, and he's got room. Taken all the way down to, I'm waiting for the official spot right there, taken all the way down to the Spartan 20-yard line. So that'd be a Clabough's Campground first down.
And you can watch DeForest Havis here as he comes up, just bounces outside and just uses his speed to get to the corner. Really nice job by his blockers. That initial step that he took was to the inside. It sucked the linebackers in, and he bounced outside there.
Oh, we're going to get a pass interference on that. Oh, I'm a little surprised right there. I felt as though Shavar Young had his arm hooked right there, but he gets by with one.
Looks like he got away with one. I don't see a flag. It was close.
Yeah.
Jow really made a nice throw there.
So Giles stays in the pistol.
Got man coverage out here.
Looking for space, and he finds some. Continues the feet moving, and it's going to be a touchdown for those Chargers. And number 6 there, Boo Carter.
And that is why everybody in the country wants this kid in that junior class.
Let's go to our VPTV playback here. Just great blocks there by your line.
Great block, put his foot in the ground, got north and south, showed that speed, and was able to get in the end zone for a Sevier County Electric touchdown. Sevier County Electric bringing power to our community. Man, Boo Carter right there, you saw the quickness, you saw the speed, you saw the power, you saw the balance, you saw him run through the tackle and take it in for the touchdown. That's
Lane Travis here on a low snap, but he gets it up, and I believe that's good. Your new score now with 2 minutes and 31 seconds are your Chattanooga Christian Chargers 7 and the Knox Webb Spartans 6.
Man, that was big for Chattanooga Christian. We saw them come out, get the stop on Webb, sent the Spartans 3 and out, forced a punt, got good field position, and then did what they do. They picked up a fourth down conversion there. They're using their running game. They're getting all of their athletes involved. We've not seen them take a shot to A.J. Wallace yet, but I suspect that's probably coming. Off one of those play fakes pretty soon.
This will be your Old Mill kickoff. The Chargers are setting up right now. Your kicker, Lane Travis, who we bragged about quite a bit, being so consistent this year with his extra points and also his field goals. Just a real weapon for the Chargers. Having
somebody who's so consistent as a kicker like that you can trust to score for you makes the difference in a lot of these close games. Right now, that extra point is the difference. But Marquise Barrett's back to return this kick again.
Yeah.
You got to do a better job of tackling him if you're Webb or if you're Chattanooga Christian than you did on your opening kickoff.
Who's back with him, Brandon? Can we get a number on that other Spartan, number 11? That'll be Greg Tate, I believe, freshman.
Tate's going to get to return it.
Looking for space.
He's got some.
Keeps bouncing out to the side and eventually tackled from behind by number 10 for the Chargers. That'll be Malik Lee and another slew of Chargers there.
He kept working and working, trying to press that back across the field. He's a freshman. He's a freshman. He's a young quarterback. Or excuse me, he's a young return man. You get brought down right there in a year or two, that's probably a touchdown.
Yeah. You know, one of the maturation things you see out of running backs and kickoff returners is just eventually they learn to go north and south.
Yep.
Robinson back in the pistol. Rolls out to his right, looking for a receiver.
Oh, no.
Is able to get rid of the ball. Boy, that's a lot of strength right there from the Navy commit to just that's got to be discouraging when you got somebody wrapped up and he just takes one arm and holds you off and the other one throws the ball away.
And that looked like that looked like the old sky hook. He brought that all the way over his head and managed to sling that thing about 5 yards out of bounds.
And you know, that's one of the things you see about all of these Knox Webb players. They're all smart. When you look at their GPAs collectively, everybody's at like a 4.0 or higher.
Yeah, you've got a lot of guys that are book smart as well as on the field smart, high football IQ as well.
And you know, it's an understated thing, but Brandon, just the presence there to throw the football away.
Well, I think did they call? Yep, they're calling intentional grounding on that.
Really?
Yeah, they called intentional grounding.
A little bit surprised. I thought he was outside of the tackle box right there.
Well, he also had a receiver over there.
Yeah, too.
That's
I'm a little bit surprised. We've moved on to the next part of the conversation without that even coming into our minds.
Yeah, I'm more than a little surprised by that. I suspect that the Knox Webb coaching staff is not real happy about that.
That's going to bring up second and about 25, and you're back there tackled very, very quickly. For Webb, that's Barrett, and not much space there at all.
This is where things can get dangerous for Webb right now because if you don't pick this up, you've got and you don't want to make a mistake. First of all, you don't want to make a turnover here. But if you don't pick this up, you're going to give the ball back to Chattanooga Christian in really good field position. And that explosive offense has got a chance to put a little distance between you.
3 receiver set to your left. Single receiver on your right. Robinson back. Quick out there. Boy, they close. Those corners close quickly, don't they? McKayus looked as though he had some room. There is a flag thrown.
There's a late flag, and I wonder if it's going to be piling on for.
Well, by Barrett's indication, it's going to be against the Chargers.
I wonder if it's going to be unnecessary roughness or piling on because I was going to say Chattanooga Christian, the Chargers just swarmed the football, but it looks like they just kept piling on. Like this right here. Personal foul on Chattanooga Christian. Well, that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, and you know, that's one of the things that Massey talked to me this week about was how good they've been lately about not getting penalties. So that's got to be a head scratcher for him right there.
Well, you had Webb 3rd and 26. They tried to run just a quick little safe play to Marquise Barrett, see if maybe he pops one. If he doesn't, at least it's not it's a low risk, high reward. And then you have them stopped, and because you guys just keep piling on, you get the 15-yard penalty.
So, Brandon, if I'm looking at this correctly, it's going to bring up 4th and very short.
Yeah, now I thought that
I thought it would have been an automatic first down too, but I'm guessing that's not the case because of how deep they were in the hole.
Yeah, I thought a personal foul like that was an automatic first down.
Nierendorf back to punt. As many Spartans here, he plays soccer as well. Low kick, and probably with Carter back there, probably a beneficial thing. It rolled out of bounds as well as it did. Actually, that was Jalen Hill. No, wait a minute. Let me get my number. No, that was Boo Carter. I said it right the first place.
Boo Carter's. That is not a young man you want to line drive to. You want to at least You want to at least give your coverage an opportunity to set up. If you drill one to him and give him a running start in space, that is asking for trouble.
So the Chargers will take over Clabough's Campground, 1st and 10 Clabough's Campground, located in the beautiful Smoky Mountains in Pigeon Forge. The Chargers will take over there at their own 38-yard line. 1 minute left here in the quarter. Job back with a handoff to speaking about Boo. Boo sweeps the corner. Boy, you see that speed, Brandon.
It seems like on just one step, and he eats up 5 or 6 yards.
It does. Let's look at our replay there and the space that Boo Carter had there, and that's one thing you can't give him is space.
And bam, that's what you see. You see him to the corner, and when he sees that seam, he gets north and south and turns on all the speed.
Great job there by
out of it.
Yeah, great job there by Ethan McBride there holding his block to help spring that for another 3 or 4 yards. And, you know, these Chargers right now are just starting to get yardage in chunks.
Well, there's another Clabough's Campground first down. There's nothing cute, pretty, or fancy about that. It was just turned and handed to Boo Carter. He got the corner again. If you're Webb, do you start trying to bump your linebackers outside a little bit?
Yeah, you may have to adjust for this run game. I'm a little bit surprised with these outside athletes. Brandon, we've not seen the ball thrown more than what we have as the clock continues to tick down under 10 seconds now in the first quarter. Job back with the snap. Inside handoff as they continue to feed Boo Carter.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, that's right. Now, the Spartans adjusted well there. We've talked about the young man there, Jay Wade, for him and how well he fills those gaps.
Well, and if you watch that one, that was the defensive line making probably the best play we've seen them make of the night. They got on the inside, they shot the gaps, they pushed the line back, clogged everything up, and were able to make that tackle. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, where our score here is the Chattanooga Christian Chargers 7, the Webb School Spartans 6, as we head to the second quarter.
Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll acknowledge our sponsors at this time.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
And we're back. Xavier Hickman there with the near sack, but that will bring up third and very long for the Chargers from the Webb 44-yard line.
Something to keep an eye on. Jordan Giles was a little slow to get up there. He took a big lick as he tried to let that ball go. It looked like Chattanooga Christian wanted to take a deep shot there. We've been wondering when that was coming, but they had one of the backs on the backside, almost a screen set up.
Quick little out route, and boy, Boo Carter is so elusive. And as he turns the field up, let's see, I think that is going to be a first down. Boy, how discouraging for Webb.
If you're Webb, as we go to our Venture Productions replay here, you can see, you saw Boo Carter come out. They ran that quick screen to the wide side of the field, and Webb had it played perfectly. They drilled him as quick as he caught the ball, and he bounced off, came all the way back to the other side of the field, and took off for a first down.
Here's our replay right here.
Breaks the tackle, uses that bounce, then just turns on the speed to get the other side and pick up that Clabough's Campground first down.
And, you know, if you're Xavier Hickman, you're thinking to yourself, he wrapped him up, spun him around. You got to be thinking, what else do I have to do to get him down?
It looks like there may have been another penalty, may have been a holding call.
So they bring up 3rd and long. Giles back, looking for a little screen right there. Up the sideline he goes.
Oh!
Jumps there for about another 5 yards, Brandon.
Replay to number 5, Trevorris Havis.
Havis there on the little screen pass. Good yardage.
Replay here, and then just great job by
Set up
Giles
well.
Wade. Took his time, set it up, and then Havis just north and south, immediately north and south.
William Wall created a wall.
And that's what caused them to be able to pick up that Clabough's Campground first down. Here's Havis.
Inside handoff. Havis continues to spin and turn those legs all the way down to the Webb 17-yard line.
Boy, he is a load. We got our VP Productions replay here. And just nothing cute. Handoff right up the middle. Havis hit that seam at full speed and then just drug guys to pick up another Clabough's Campground first down.
Brandon Drew Bond right there set the edge there with that kick-out block, and it just created a wall. Even I think I could have walked through it, probably not as quickly as Havis did, but there was space there.
Now watch down here. You've got Wallace one-on-one. They may try a fade route to him down here at the bottom.
They just snapped about good tackle. Good tackle. Let's see who got in the backfield there. That was Cooper Cameron.
That's the second
in the
really
backfield.
nice play he's made already.
That's not a lot of body control to form that tackle that he just got right there.
Well, and again, you're trying to hit a guy who's not particularly easy to bring down in the best of times.
So they're going to bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Chargers from the 18-yard line of the Spartans. Giles back looking. Pressure coming. Boy, he takes a hit, and he delivers the ball to Boo Carter right there.
Jordan Giles got lit
He
up
did.
when he let that go. He hung in there and drilled that in.
Let's take a look at our VPTV playback. Boy, kudos to him. He had to feel the pressure, and he stood in the pocket and just delivered.
Pressure was coming, the blitz was on, but he knew that he had man coverage. He knew he had an in-breaking route to Carter, knew there wasn't any safety help over the top, and he drilled it in for a Sevier County Electric touchdown. Sevier County Electric bringing power to our community.
Lance Travis back for the extra point. And it's good penetration there from the edge, but he was just a half a second late there. Marquez Barrett,
That's
so close.
That's one to keep an eye on because they've been close to getting the block both times. On both extra points, they've gotten close. If we start seeing a field goal or we see a big extra point coming up, that might be something to keep an eye on. But as it is right now, the Spartans have got to find some kind of answer for Carter.
Charger touchdown there brought to you by Sevier County Electric Systems. Sevier County Electric Systems bringing a power to our community. So your new score with 10 minutes and 29 seconds left in your half. Your Chattanooga Christian Chargers 14 and Knox Webb Spartans 6. Brandon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think it is right here that the Spartans respond?
About an 8.5.
Yeah. It's early, but you feel, and I'm sure this game's going to have a lot of ebb and flows to it, but right now you feel a lot of momentum with the Chargers.
If you're Webb, you would love to take this Old Mill kickoff,
Yes.
pick up nice yardage, set the table for your offense again, because you've got to get something here, because right now you don't have an answer for Chattanooga Christian. You can't let them continue to keep scoring and pulling away. You've got to score yourself. You've got to keep pace.
Hill and Barrett back deep for Knox Webb as they await the kickoff.
And both guys standing right in the middle of the field. Normally you see one to the left and one to the right. B. Barrett.
And we talked about his speed already tonight as he looks for a lane. Boy,
fantastic
that is
tackle.
a tackle right there. My number 18 for your Chargers, Connor Tyler.
Boy, if Tyler doesn't make that tackle right there, Barrett gets the corner and he probably gets to at least midfield. That is an outstanding tackle by Tyler to get out there, wrap him up in the open field. That is not a young man that's easy to do that to.
So they're backed up at the their own 15-yard line, but I kind of expect right now this offense to open up a little bit.
You're getting to the place you're going to have to. You're going to have to start testing these guys and open the playbook up a little bit.
Robinson receives the snap. Handoff there. Number 14 looking for a seam and continues to run. Baxter Johnson there, not much going. We'll give him 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Johnson didn't have very much right there as he tried to work to the left side. Chattanooga Christian right now, they have so much speed on the field on offense and defense, but they are daring Webb to throw the ball right now. They're playing a lot of guys in the box around the line of scrimmage,
Robinson,
even in that 3-3-5.
with the snap back, looking, surveying the field, looking for a receiver. He's got one. Oh, and Barrett was just open, and he sort of stuck up his hands. It's like, I'm there. What else do I got to do?
Yeah, if Robinson's got to put that ball down a little bit. That's not an easy throw by any stretch, but that's what Chattanooga Christian is doing right now. They are daring the Spartans to throw the football right there. Webb had the right call on. Robinson made the right read. They had a big chunk play and just overthrew an open man.
And we talked about this 3-3-5 stack that they have. You know, it features your athletes, but it gives your quarterback time. And right there, the middle of the field was open. I would find it hard to believe they don't go back to that pretty soon.
I think you're going to see Chattanooga Christian maybe try to heat Robinson up a little bit right here. Got him in 3rd and long. Know they've got to throw.
Robinson with Johnson off to his left, looking back, surveying the field. Throws out to space. Number 3 there. Shavar Young tried to turn it inside, but there's just simply no space for him. We'll go back to your VPTV playback, Brandon. Let's break it down a bit.
Taken down by number 9, Zion Burke.
Zion Burke there with the tackle.
And Robinson, looked like Robinson checked to that at the line, but he comes up, throws that quick outside screen, and then as he worked back inside, just bam. There weren't a whole lot of blocks there for Young to set him up. And again, how many times have we said this already? Again, Chattanooga Christian here has an opportunity to have really good field position, have another short field.
So Nindorf back to punt again. His last couple punts have been line drive shots. Let's see if he gets a little air underneath this one. A little bit more air. Let it roll. And you know what? Maybe not the prettiest of punts, but pretty effective right there.
Going to be down to the 41-yard line of the Chargers. So good solid punt. Roll helped you, but again, the Chargers still really, really good field position. And the average starting field position, we thought maybe on the first drive that was going to be something Webb had the advantage of, starting on the 25-yard line. But since then, it seems like Chattanooga Christian's living in positive territory, and the Spartans have stayed backed up.
The Chargers will start off once again, as you've said, in Webb territory at the 41. Child back, handoff there to Havis. Havis looking for room, and not much. Cooper Cameron, whose name continues to roll off of our lips, there on the tackle, along with a slew of other Spartans.
Number 9 is at the bottom of a lot of these piles. He's finding his way to the football, and he's laying the lumber when he gets there.
What we've seen so far, Chattanooga Christian just looks like the more athletic team right now.
Well, right now, at some point, Webb is going to have to start stretching the ball downfield. That's what we've seen Chattanooga Christian do a little better, and it's spread them out some.
So Child back in the pistol. Davis off to his right. 3 receivers set. Child looking for a receiver.
Oh, mercy.
That's going to be picked. Marquez Barrett there, and that was in double coverage. Not a great decision, but boy, you've got to tip your hat for the body control there by Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett made, and you can see it here on our VPTV replay. Giles throws a pretty ball here. He's got a man, but Barrett just undercuts it, goes up and gets that interception. And that was the matchup we were talking about.
Yeah.
That was Barrett on Carter, one-on-one. And Carter was open. Carter had the opportunity. Giles put it up.
But when you have a Barrett, a big window closes in a hurry.
When you have Barrett, a big window closes in a hurry. That ball's got to be on the money, and that's why you've seen so many teams, as good as he is on offense, that's why a lot of teams want him looking at him play corner, because he has that make-up speed and then those receiver ball skills instead of a pass defended to make a turnover.
Robinson back, 4 receiver set. Receiver in motion, Robinson keeps looking for room. Not a lot there. Stood up and then tossed back.
Well, I think Webb is going to have to open up the playbook just a little bit, because right now Chattanooga Christian they've got so many guys up. We can take a look here on our VPTV playback here. Robinson just pulled it down on that read option, made the first man miss, but he's not had a lot of space on that run all night besides the touchdown run.
Zion Irvin there on the tackle. Robinson back once again in the pistol. Man in motion, surveys the field.
Just not on target.
No,
but
just
he's
not on target.
There was. It may not have been on target, but it was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, high and tight. That he smoked that thing out there.
Tried to target Barrett once again, but
and he had him again.
Yeah, you know, Brandon Robinson just doesn't look comfortable right now.
He doesn't look comfortable. I really wonder if you don't see the offensive coordinator start trying to call a few passes to just quick, easy passes to get him in a rhythm here.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Spartans.
And see if Chattanooga Christian heats him up again here. Nope,
Robinson looking, surveying the field, flushed out to his left, continues, points down the field, does have speed, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. Let's see the spot right about the 30, further than I thought, Brandon.
Boy, it's going to be close.
All the way down to the 36-yard line. That may...
They're going to have to measure this.
They keep flipping it around. It goes back and forth. I can't quite tell where the spot is right now, but I believe that's going to be enough for Clabough's Campground first down.
We'll see here. I think, they're moving the chains now. That is a Clabough's Campground first down. I was about to say that Robinson made a mistake. I thought he had a man open, needed to hold the ball a little longer and push it downfield, but he just yanked that thing down and took off.
Yeah, great balance there as he tiptoed on the sideline to get those last few yards he needed for the first down.
Well, we saw that on the touchdown earlier tonight.
So Spartan takes over after Clabough's Campground first down with the ball marked at their own 36-yard line. Snap there, inside handoff to Baxter. Boy, Baxter's got some space and continues to churn the legs as they continue to push the pile all the way down to the Charger 41-yard line. Good gain on first down.
You can see on our VPTV playback here, again, nothing cute. Just a quick read give to Baxter and straight up Main Street, and then just started dragging people for that Clabough's Campground first down. Somebody forgot to tell him he's at his size, he's not supposed to be that hard to tackle.
Inside handoff between the tackles once again, and not much going right there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
And Ron, we talked about earlier how important this drive was for Webb. The Spartans, you feel like the Spartans really need to score here, especially after that big play. We got a penalty. Had a penalty on Chattanooga Christian, but I didn't see the call.
No, I didn't see the call either. Is there a penalty?
I believe there was.
Well, that's going to bring up first down, regardless. Clabough's Campground first down. Robinson back. A little reverse there. Oh, that was going to be a halfback pass, but it must have closed, not open, as he keeps his feet moving. For Webb, that's number 3, Shavar Young.
That play was dead 4 different times, and Young picked up about 6 yards. You can see this VP.
Yeah, this is going to be a halfback pass.
Yeah, he was going to throw all the way and just kept scrambling, kept finding space, kept trying to make it work, and was able to pick up a first down. Or excuse me, not pick up a first down, pick up about 6 yards.
Malik Lee was finally able to bring him down after a gain of about 5, but he ran probably about 25 yards to get that 5 yards.
Well, it's so important for your offense to stay on schedule, and when you have a guy who can make a play like Young did right there, where you come out and go, what should be a 5-10 yard loss turns into a 5-yard gain. That's hidden yardage.
So they're going to bring up 3rd and middle. Robinson looking, eludes the first, and he'll tuck and run once again. And let's see where our spot is, marked out at about the 36-yard line. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 2 or 3.
They were able to contain him and keep him from picking up the first down, but that little little pump fake, he had a defensive end for Chattanooga Christian, not just off his feet, but then fell all the way down. That little shoulder fake took a man completely and totally out of the play. That's a really heady play by Robinson, but at some point,
I'd love to see the replay on that. Boy, he was up in the air.
But at some point, Robinson's got to get the ball out. He's got to get going on this passing game if they're going to have success.
I gave Webb more credit, and I thought 4th and 4, and that's going to be stopped.
Tried that little jet sweep pop pass, and I believe that was to Barrett again.
Yeah. Malik Lee and a crew of Chargers right there on the stop.
I don't want to question coaches. That's not what I'm about here. But I am surprised that you saw that jet sweep motion, one coming back to the middle of the field and coming to the short side of the field. I would have thought with a guy like Barrett and his speed, you would have wanted that play going the other way and give him the wide side of the field and a little more room to work, trying to run away from guys instead of back to where they had help.
So Chargers will take over there off downs. Inside handoff there. I'm trying to figure out was that Havis or Boo Carter.
That's
I believe it's Havis. Yep. And he picks up about 4 there on the carry. So that'll bring up second down and 6. 5 minutes and 17 seconds left here in the half. If you're just tuning in right now, your score is your Chattanooga Christian Chargers 14 and Webb 6. Inside handoff there to Havis as they continue to feed him.
Well, good stiff
Pushes
arm.
the man out of his way. Good stiff arm, as you said, and still picks up about 2 yards. It's going to bring up third down and about 3.
We keep talking about this as we've watched this game. Havis came up, looked like he should have been stopped.
Yeah.
Should have been probably a loss, but gives a stiff arm, drops his shoulder, and picks up a couple of yards. That may not look like much, but that's a 6-yard swing.
Keeps him ahead of the change, you're right.
Keeps you ahead of the change, makes it third and manageable instead of third and long. You can run the ball here, your whole playbook's open.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. That's your handoff in the backfield. Carter looking for space, and not much there.
Late
we do have a flag.
Ran by number 6.
A really late flag.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting the flag. That would bring up 4th down and about 3 for the Chargers, but let's see what the flag is.
That was late. Normally in that position, I think holding, that was late enough.
Too.
I wonder if it was a face mask.
Let's see if we can get a hand gesture here for the first time tonight.
Personal foul.
Face mask against the Chargers.
Against Chattanooga Christian. That's a huge penalty.
Yep.
Now, if you're Webb here, it looks like they're taking the penalty, but the question would be, do you take the penalty and give this explosive offense another shot on third down, or do you make them kick or possibly make them try to convert 4th and short? It looks like, I see what we get here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them. I'm making sure they've marched it off right there. I did notice right there Stephen Beatty, the defensive tackle, came off the line there with a pretty bad limp. So we'll keep an eye on him tonight. They are, in fact, backing them up. So
I think Webb had to think about whether they wanted to take that penalty or not.
Yeah, I'd be scared from midfield to give the Chargers 4th and short.
You've at least got them in 3rd and long here, and you know you've got athletes that can hang with their receivers. You don't necessarily have to heat Gile up here. You just have to play your assignments, contain him, don't let him hurt you with the run. Let your guys run with their guys and just don't get beat deep.
And you know, Brandon, whose name we've not called tonight is A.J. Wallace.
They looked for him on that one deep ball, and they've not gone back to him yet.
Side handoff, and great open field tackle there to bring your man down. Eric Klasky there on the open field tackle. Boy, he just hung on for dear life.
He got a hold of Havis, hung on, and brought him down, and I'm telling you.
That's not an easy job.
No. When you have a guy like Havis getting with a head of steam, rolling downhill, has a gap, has a chance to get upfield, that's not an easy man to get a hold of. It's a lot harder to bring him down.
So Shavar Young will be back to receive. Spartans should get the ball back in good field position with as the clock continues to tick away with about 3 minutes and 50 seconds left.
I'm interested to see if the Chargers are going to punt to Young, because he is. We talk about the athletes that both these teams have.
No, that has to be a delay of game. That clock was at 0 for about 5 or 6 seconds.
Well, Ron, you've seen that, but I don't think that the referee has just yet.
We got a timeout before that took place?
That's what it looks like.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that's very generous by the referee.
That was a...
Let's go ahead and take a break at this time and recognize our sponsors.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market & Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
So the Chargers facing 4th and 12 here. We'll punt the ball away to the Spartans. Shavar Young back to receive. Max protect here.
He's going to get
Boy,
a shot
that's
to
a sky
return
ball,
one.
and that's going to give him not much there, boy.
Wow.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't come up and field that a lot sooner than what he did.
I think he may have showed the class he was in right there.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of old coaches say this, but one of my favorite sayings in high school and college football is, you know what the best thing about freshmen is?
They're getting ready to be sophomores.
They turn into sophomores.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure that he's having the same discussion with Shavar Young that Coach Metzke is, that you and I having. That's, man, go up and field that ball.
Yeah,
Save us some yards.
And he's too explosive. You know,
Yep.
that's a guy that Webb wants to get the ball to, and instead of good field position, you're backed up at your own 20 again.
So Robinson in the pistol. Johnson there by his left. Robinson with the keeper. Finds some room. Continued to run. Oh! Upended and then some. Did the ball come loose?
I don't know, but I hope he's okay.
Ran by number 4, Charlie Robinson.
And we watch him. Good hole there. Ooh, boy. And I think he was down.
It came out later once he was down. Boo Carter just went down and chopped him off at the legs and upended him. Looked like he landed on his head when his own man hit him, but he still picked up a Clabough's Campground first down. He had to earn that one.
Robinson looking.
He's got a man.
The field. He does have a man, and the man's closed. Tight window. Great pass there as he looks for room.
There's Young.
Young continues to down the field. Finally, shoestring tackle, but not before a big gain by the Spartans, all the way down to the 38-yard line of the Chargers.
I believe it was Boo Carter that saved the touchdown. We'll see here on this VP playback. Robinson made a nice throw. It was late to Young. Young makes a couple guys miss. Got some blocks, took off upfield.
Boy, Klasky, as he was going downfield looking to block, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
I think it was Nathan Deloach that made that shoestring tackle. That was a great play by him. But we got a Clabough's Campground first down, and the Spartans are in business.
Robinson on the inside handoff. Johnson looking for space. He has it, too. Keeps his balance, continues the legs, and gets the ball all the way down to the Charger 22-yard line.
Boy, when this is what Webb has been waiting on.
Yep.
Whenever you hit those pass plays, whenever you get that quarterback run going, you have an opportunity here.
Let's go back to our VPTV playback. Webb back, inside handoff. Nope, keeper there by Robinson, looking for space, loses his footing.
If he hadn't slipped, he had a hole.
Yep.
He slipped as he rode that handoff, came to the right side, and as he was putting his foot in the ground to get up because he had a seam, he slipped, and that was all the space the Chattanooga Christian needed.
Landon Newton there on the tackle just took advantage of that slip.
And now that puts Webb behind the chains for the first time this drive.
He's got space.
Oh,
great
mercy.
Move. Great move. Let's go back and look at this shiftiness there by Young. Malik Lee with the tackle.
This is just Shavar Young, and
B.J. Holland there, the senior.
He just left B.J. Holland there grasping at air, looking around going, come on, really?
Holland's going to come back and pick up his spine after this game's over with.
Woo.
Snap there to Robinson. Man in motion. Robinson keeps, boy, not much there.
I don't think anything there.
Number 4 there for the Chargers, Darrell Brown on the stop, the junior.
Decision time for the Spartans.
47 seconds left here. 4th down and about 7.
Big
the
fourth
Spartans
down here.
Back here on 4th down and 7. Robinson looking. And that's going to be a Spartan touchdown, I believe. It is a Sevier County touchdown for the Spartans. And boy, Brandon, they needed that.
Sevier County Electric touchdown right there. Sevier County Electric bringing power to our community. There's that matchup we talked about. That was Marquise Barrett. You can see it on our VPTV playback here. And Robinson was patient. He waited and waited and waited on him to clear.
He did.
And was able to drill that in there.
Great catch there by Barrett as he goes down to the ground. So they will, in fact, go for 2 right here. Robinson in a more traditional shotgun back, so remains on his shoulder. Surveying some pressure up front, and he's rolled out to his left, still looking. Going to have to get rid of the ball. And that ball is caught for the 2-point conversion.
My goodness. Shavar Young made a whale of a catch right there.
And you give him a lot of credit. We watch his VPTV playback. You're going to see he runs with Robinson until he gets himself open.
Just good old-fashioned scramble drill.
Yep. Shavar Young along the back end of the end zone.
And you can see here, Robinson wants to have the ball going now. Now he's running. Now he's running. Makes a man miss.
And Shavar Young stayed with the play. You know, congratulations. That's maturity beyond his freshman years.
Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
You're going to see it back here with 40 seconds left. Getting ready for the Old Mill kickoff. A little pooch kick straight up in the air. Boy, number 2 there for the Chargers looked like he was playing center field. And he's got a bit of a line there. Makes it all the way out to, you know, Chargers may have something cooking right here. Number 2, A.J. Wallace there with a good return.
If you're going to pooch kick it to somebody, that's not the guy to give it to.
Received by number 2, AJ
You need somebody with one of those 40 or 50 numbers. You don't want to give it to a single-digit player back there.
And, you know, you've been tracking Wallace this year. Who's he had offers from? Just about everybody in the country?
I know right now his biggest offers are probably Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Michigan State.
Kentucky offer too? Yeah.
10 on the 47 for the Chargers.
Really has specialized as a deep ball receiver, and he showed that speed right there.
So Jai will take over near midfield. Has a man open down the side. Oh, I was getting ready to say good open field tackle, but number 15 there for the Chargers, Tyrese Wise Bridge breaks that tackle and continues to set the Chargers up. 24 seconds left.
Well, that is a long throw.
Boy, that is.
That's a long throw. He shook it, shook his man, went up, picked up that Clabough's Campground first down.
16 seconds left as the clock continues to tick away. Giles looking for a man. Moves in the pocket. He's going to be sacked, Brandon.
Oh.
And I think he just lost the football.
Oh, mercy.
Johnny on the spot there. I'm waiting for a number, Brandon. Who picked that up for the Chargers?
I don't know, but he's regretting it. I think it, of all the guys,
of all the guys,
it may have been Havis. If you're Webb, you've got to be going, what do I have to do to get a break? We finally hit the quarterback. We're able to get a sack. We force a fumble. We've limited these playmakers, and the ball bounces to one of the best players on their team.
Giles back himself in the shotgun. And he eludes the tackle.
How did he get out of that?
Releases the ball, and I'm intercepted there by number 9 for the Webb Spartans, Cooper Cameron. Boy, have yourself a night, Mr. Cameron.
Cooper Cameron has come out. He's been hitting anything that moves. He's been making great tackles. Comes up with that interception there. And, man, what a – I think that play really kind of summarizes this first half. Webb comes out, looks like they have Giles sacked. He's able to escape, comes out, throws it up, and it gets turned away at the end. These are two really evenly matched teams that are just trading haymakers.
So that brings an end. That exciting play right there brings an end to your first half. And your score at the half, Knox Webb 14 and your Chattanooga Christian Chargers 14 as well. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Welcome back here, Dave Metzke Stadium, and this halftime show brought to you by Sevier County Electric Company, bringing the power to your community. And Brandon, just as we thought, our halftime stats are about as even as you could expect. Total offense for the Chargers at the half, 154 yards. For Webb, 143. Number of plays, Chargers 30, Webb 29. Passing, 60 for the Chargers, 60 yards for the Chargers, 61 for Webb. Rushing 104 to 82, Chargers 104, Webb 82, and receiving 60 yards for Chattanooga Christian and 61 for Webb. Boo Carter held in the half to about 57 yards, and Wallace has been quiet.
Yeah, but Boo Carter scored both of the touchdowns for Chattanooga Christian, though, so not held quite as quiet as the Spartans would like. Now they have been able to neutralize A.J. Wallace. We've only seen the Chargers take one deep shot to him today. The only time he's been able to get the ball was on that Pooch kickoff return where he got a nice return. I think the stat that we've not mentioned that maybe the telling tale right now is the turnover difference, where you've got Webb's been able to turn Chattanooga Christian over twice. One was at the end of the half to keep them from scoring, but that other one set up their touchdown drive.
So let's talk just a moment, Brandon, about what halftime adjustments we would expect out of both schools.
I think if you're Webb right now, you've got to start being a little more aggressive on offense. I think you need to take advantage of your athletes, spread out a little bit, create some space. You've got to start talking to Charlie Robinson and telling him that he's got to deliver the ball on time. He's got to play within the offense. You love his ability to scramble. You love his ability to improvise, but he's got to start delivering the ball on time. On the flip side, if you're Chattanooga Christian, keep getting your playmakers the ball in space. Yep. They continue to make big plays. They continue to be effective. You just got to find a way to keep getting them the ball. I think you're going to see Chattanooga Christian try to attack the edges and maybe deep a little bit more, because that deep shot's been there with Gile a couple times tonight.
Let's go ahead and take a short break, and then I'm going to go run and see if we can get our hospitality person for the night, Doug Bright, who is over the technology. He is officially the upper school technology coordinator. We'll get him online hopefully here in just a minute and share what they've been able to do. It's so impressive, is it not, Brandon?
This is a fantastic facility they have here.
So let's take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Brandon and I wanted to take a moment and just thank you for your hospitality and just the incredible setup that you have tonight. And I was so impressed in talking to one of your teachers out here, just what you guys have been able to do. We just felt the need to get you online. Officially, Doug, your position is the upper school technology coordinator. Did I say that correctly?
That is correct, yes.
But according to all of your big following up here in this WOW program, they simply refer to you as the man.
Well, I'm a coordinator of the WOW network, but It's the students that do all the work, and I just sort of help facilitate along with another teacher, Aaron Tiefteller. And what makes us so proud of the program is we've been around doing this for about 18 years, and it started with a few adults and one student, and now it's evolved into kind of like a monster where the students, they lead the program. We sit back and facilitate and guide them along when we need to, but it's their program. They do the play-by-play, they do the analytical work, they do the stats, they do the sound, the tech board, all of those sort of things. They do the PA announcing, the spotting, and we just jump in when we have to, and it's not very much. Often we have to do that.
Well, you know, Brandon and I have talked tonight just about what, this is Brandon Martin over here, Doug, and I believe you've talked to him several times this week as well.
Yeah, sure have.
And we both have just been so impressed with your kid. Just a minute ago, I had a question about a couple of kids pronouncing names and the beginning of the night and offers they'd received. And literally when I came up table, 3 or 4 kids came over and just flocked me. And I mean, they were all over it. Can you just sort of explain to our listeners tonight the benefits that these kids are getting? This is such an impressive program, Doug, and I think you could write a model or a book for other schools to follow in regards to this technology program you have going on here.
We're proud of the program. When Robert Webb built the school over 60 years ago, the motto of Webb School is Principes non homines, leaders not men. And so what we want to do is find ways to make leaders out of students, whatever the way that may be. Maybe it's just pushing the buttons on the soundboard. Whatever it is, there are different ways to be a leader, and that's what the students really do well, and that's what we're most proud of. And it's just showcasing, you know, athletes on the field, or whether it's a newscast. It's not just athletics that are part of WOW, the WOW Network, Webb on the Web, but it's other events as well, or social events, things like that.
Well, you guys are just so impressive. And a minute ago, I just walked over to, I believe, was an middle schooler, and got your stats for the evening, and I mean, they are spotless. So kudos to what you're doing here.
We have a couple of middle schoolers who are whizzes on an app on the iPad, and they help feed the stats to our broadcasters and everything like that. So we also have a couple of teachers who will help us from now and then on broadcast, Mike Brown and Rob Doherty, and that helps to provide the students some guidance and leadership from a coaching mind and adult mind. So that helps our students continue to grow as well.
Mr. Bright, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, what does it mean to you as you get to come out here and watch these young men and women step up into these leadership roles to where you can just put your hands back and let them run it? What kind of feeling is that for you to see them succeed and handle it?
That means that our mission is accomplished, and Robert Webb's goal of leaders not men, principes not homines, we're fulfilling that school motto and what we want to try to do, and that it's not about us, it's about them. And they just do a terrific job, and it does make you smile when you listen to them and watch them, because they are controlling right now the majority of the press box. And I'm just sort of standing around, you know, and watching and listening.
Well, Doug, once again, thank you so much for your hospitality.
It's great to have you guys. So
and
your high school sports, I know you guys do a great job. I think first time we've had you guys here. You're always welcome. We have a terrific press box, and thank you guys for coming.
Hey, thank you so much.
All right,
you have a great
thank you guys
evening.
very much. All right, bye now.
Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back for the beginning of our second half here.
Electric system, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
And we're back here at the beginning of the second half. Ignor Zaya getting ready back for his Old Mills kickoff. And
pop fly kick again.
Yep, fielded there at about the 30-yard line. We got a flag down at the 40. And did I see a fumble right there? I did see a fumble.
I think that ball came out late.
Recovered there by number 31, Eli Vickers. Let's see what our call is here, Brandon. I know what Knox Webb is wanting it to be without a
Holding
shadow
on
of doubt.
Chattanooga Christian.
Well, it's a big call right here, Brandon.
Looks like they must have marked him down, I believe.
Okay.
Replay.
That's going to take the ball all the way back to the Charger 30. Let's go back and look at our replay right here.
CS Chargers will take over. First and 10. 31.
Well, that came out late.
Yep. Giles back. Havis on his shoulder. There's your handoff to Havis. Havis finds a bit of a hole, but as this Webb line is done all night long, they close and close very quickly. Xavier Hickman and a slew of others there on that stop.
I keep coming back to explosive when
Yep.
I say that a lot watching both of these teams. But Havis, for his size, is just so explosive.
Yes.
He explodes into the line, into that crease. He gets everything that's there.
Giles back once again in that pistol, waiting for snap. Looking around, trying to find a receiver.
Got a man.
Big ball. He does have some space there. And waiting to figure out who that was. Tackled down at about the 2-yard line.
Number 19.
Number 19 there
Ethan
for
McBride.
the Chargers. Yeah, Ethan McBride. Boy, that's a big-time play.
I want to watch this replay because I want to see who ran him down.
We have
and
a
made
flag
that
down
tackle.
here all the way back. Holding on the Chargers is going to bring it all the way back, Brandon. And all that's for naught.
Looked like it was Marquise Barrett that ran him down and would have saved a touchdown. He didn't have any idea that they had made that holding call. But
Brandon,
he
go
was
ahead.
beat deep by McBride.
Yes.
by
Beautiful
quite a
ball,
bit.
by the way, too.
Giles threw a beautiful ball. But watch Barrett just close out. He was beat. The completion was made. Could have given up the touchdown, and you can see it here. Watch how far he is at the catch.
Oh, yeah.
He's about 5 yards off, then watch him close. And even without the holding call, that saves a touchdown. I know coaches are going to love that
You
kind of
almost
hustle.
have to feel like that's a double move to get that open right there. Inside handoff there. I believe that's number 5. That's once again Havis on the carry. And get back a little bit of that big penalty. That's going to bring up 3rd and very long. And one of the big headlines from the first half right now, A.J. Wallace, no receptions in the first half.
And you got to start wondering when that's coming. You know they're going to look for him here. 3rd and long. This may be a good time for a screen to one of your athletes. See if you can bust something on a low risk play here, because the penalties have really hurt this drive for the Chargers.
Luke Carter in motion. Jordan Giles back. Pressure. You got another flag down. Oh, nearly picked off there by Charlie Robinson.
Well, he broke on that ball again. I think he slipped again on that one, and that probably is the reason he didn't get the interception.
Let's see what this penalty is. My expectation is what I think it is. It's going to be denied. Oh, offsetting.
So replay 3rd down here.
No, it must be 4th down. Well, he pointed one way, then pointed the other.
I don't know if it was offsetting penalties or he got confused.
I think he might have got confused. So that's going to bring up something we've not seen out of the Chargers tonight, and that's a punt.
I think they've had one other punt because we saw we were talking
Was
about
there one?
We were talking about Shavar Young at the
Oh, you're right. Yep.
needing to jump on that one. Is he back to
So
return
Lane
this?
Travis back. Pretty good punt. I believe that's Young. Fair catch, makes a move. Oh, I'm guessing his knee touched right there, Brandon.
He was breaking down to catch that ball, and his knee was
And
down.
another flag there thrown at the Webb 36.
Well, the officials making up for lost time this
Yeah.
half. I think we've had one on just about every play.
They got hanky fever right now, don't they?
Well, I'm going to tell you, Shavar Young, again, best thing about freshmen is they grow into sophomores, and he
Yep.
is
He's going to be one to watch.
he's going to be one to watch, but he's going to be sick right now. Looks like
under-
the flag was a sideline warning on Webb.
Now, Brandon, my understanding is that Shavar Young is actually the highest rated freshman in the state of Tennessee.
Right now, that is correct. He's a guy that's got a lot of attention already.
Yeah.
And you saw it on that play right there. He was breaking down, making the catch, and let that knee hit. But if his knee didn't hit, man, he had a lot of space.
The sideline warning on the West Spartans.
Big drive for the Spartans here to start the second half. Interesting to see how they come out.
Staying knotted up here at 14 with 10:16 left in the 3rd. Handoff there. Sniffed out well there. I believe that was Marquise Barrett there, and that didn't go much of anywhere.
that Chattanooga Christian defense flows. I keep coming back to the speed, but they flow to the ball so well. That 3-3-5 stack we've talked about, you can give up a little bit on the running game, you can give up a little bit of size, but boy, when you have the athletes that they do, especially athletes with the size they've got, you're able to overcome that.
Kate Bonacita there, who I was told to keep an eye on with a tackle.
Bad snap.
Bad snap. Robinson somehow recovers and turns a negative into he's still probably going to be a yard short of the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and very long.
Well, it was a negative play, but it could have been a disastrous play this far in your own end on a bad snap right there. You got a senior quarterback back there, keeps a level head, able to scoop that up, keep you from losing a ton of yardage, keep you from turning the ball over deep in your own end.
You know, Brandon, I'm a little bit surprised as you are right now that these two offenses haven't opened up a little bit more than what they have.
We've seen both of them play pretty conservative so far.
Yeah. Robinson back. Pocket collapses on him, so he does. Robinson takes off. He's going to get the first down quite a bit more.
Charles Robinson going to pick up a Clabough's Campground first down. I kept looking. You can see it here on the VP TV playback. Watch as he drops back. He's looking to throw. Here he still wants to throw. Everybody's covered, and he just takes off. And if you're going to be a running quarterback, if you're going to go off script, yank the ball down and call your own number, you've got to have the commitment that Robinson does. When he decided he was going to run, he's running.
Malik Lee there forced him out of bounds. Robinson back for with the snap, fakes a handoff. Barrett keeps the ball and gains. We'll give him not much, Brandon, maybe about a yard and a half.
Robinson may have got a yard there. A lot of his success tonight has come on scrambles. When it has been a pass play and he's been able to improvise. The quarterback run game, the design runs have not been extremely effective. I'm really surprised we've not seen Webb try to get their athletes on the outside more.
Bonacita and Irvin there on the tackle, combined for the tackle. Robinson back once again. Receives a snap. Looking to air it out a bit. Splits the two receivers. Oh, boy, that was nearly disastrous there as he tried to force the ball there to Shavar Young in double coverage.
Double coverage and Boo Carter coming over the top. Shavar Young jumped up. You know, we talked about Robinson had overthrown a couple guys earlier. That one had to be high.
Yep.
You had to throw that one high to get it over the corner and in front of the safety. The only guy that was going to have a shot at that, if he got his hands on it, was Young. But man, Boo Carter closed a lot of space there. If Young doesn't tip that ball trying to go for it, that's probably an interception with a dangerous return.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and long from the Spartan 34. I'd expect this ball with 2 receivers on each side. Pressure coming, pocket collapsing. Bonacita there providing pressure, but he ducks, and I believe that's incomplete. Let's see. Let's wait on the call.
That is a first. That is a Clabough's Campground first down.
Shavar Young is. We're going to go back to our VP TV. You know, Brandon, I thought that ball skipped in there. We'll be able to tell her in just a minute.
Let's take a look. And it looked like Robinson slipped again. That's the third time we've seen him do this.
Bonacita with good pressure. We couldn't quite tell.
I think that was clean.
Wow.
I believe he got his hands under that. That was a great job.
Well, now maybe not. We see the ball spotted back at the. So I guess it was incomplete.
That's strange, especially considering the chains were starting to move and they had already signaled a catch and first down. That's a again, I don't like to question the officials too much, but that's a strange call to see change that late.
So Nindorf back to pass or back to punt. Good punt. Uncork one right there, young man.
That was a bomb.
Where's that been all night long?
I don't know, but that was he absolutely smoked that.
And he kicked it about as well. I mean, right towards the corner. That backs them all the way up to their own 26-yard line, Brandon.
That is as good a punt as you can possibly ask for. And we've talked about this before. Special teams are a weapon. When you've got a good kicker, when you've got a good punter, especially in a back-and-forth game like this, we saw Webb in the first half. Seemed like they were always playing back deep in their own end. Now Chattanooga Christian's back deep.
Mm-hmm. So Charge will take over on their own 27. Handoff there to, is that Boo Carter or is that Havis right there?
Number 6, Boo Carter.
No, that's Boo Carter right there with the handoff, and maybe about 3 right there.
Chattanooga Christian came out on that one. Looked like it was a double tight end set and a fullback. They came out in probably one of the heaviest sets we've seen them run all night tonight. Turn and gave it to Boo Carter. you wonder if they're going with this kind of size, trying to make it hard to see a guy like Carter in the backfield.
Cooper Cameron with 7 tackles in the first half, and on that one as well. Her handoff again. Good open move right there as he takes a cut, and Boo Carter takes it all the way down. Is that enough for a first down?
That is a Clabough's Campground first down.
That is a Clabough's Campground first down as they take it all the way down to their own 43-yard line. And we'll go back to our VP TV playback.
And watch this move in the open field. Oh, never mind. We're going to go back to live action. Handoff right side. Boo Carter going to string him out for about a gain of 4.
Boy, I'm going to tell you right there, Brandon, number 24 there, Kyle Nindorf, who just uncorked that punt just a minute ago. Great open field tackle to bring him down.
You know, and you saw on the play before how difficult it is to get Boo Carter. Forget in the open field. He made that move in traffic, and it turned into about an extra 9 yards.
Yeah.
That is not an easy. Again,
No.
his coach had said that's a young man. You get in the phone booth, still not be able to lay a hand on him, and
so
he's showing it there.
So at the 6-minute and 45-second mark, that'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for your Chargers at their own 47-yard line. I formation, we've not seen that tonight. A little bit of power football there by the Chargers, and that's going to gain them about 4 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and short as they go into Webb territory.
I think Chattanooga Christian must have seen something at halftime, Ron, because we've seen them come out, and on this drive they came out double tight end, I formation, and it's not been anything cute. They've just been running the ball, trying to get their athletes the ball in space.
And we'll see it again right here. Great cut right there by, I believe that was Havis that time. Was that still Boo Carter again? No, I believe that was Boo Carter. They're feeding Boo Carter right now, giving Havis a bit of a break. They must like his speed back there as they go to this power football formation.
Well, when you get guys that big out in front, and again,
your space, your lanes close down quick.
Well, Carter's not a small back, but behind all those big offensive linemen, it's hard to see him, and he picked up that Clabough's Campground first down.
So handoff. Nope, roll out by Giles. Right, he does have a man. Great hands right there by number.
There's A.J. Wallace.
There he is. Yep, that's his first reception of the evening. And that'll be, we've got a flag back at the Charger 45-yard line. We also have a man down for the Chargers. Man, let me see if I can get a number on him. I believe that's number 58 for the Chargers. And that'll be Zion Fleming, the junior.
Looks like an ineligible man downfield on Chattanooga Christian. That's going to negate a really nice throw to A.J. Wallace.
5.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. For those who were tuning in tonight for a shootout, it's not been a shootout.
It's been a heavyweight fight so far.
Jaw with your handoff. Good cut inside. Boo Carter continues to break tackles. He's going to get some of that yardage back. He's going to bring up 2nd down and probably about 9.
Boy, he runs hard for his size. Yep. Broke those tackles, put his head down, was able to pick up penalty yardage back and a little bit more. And again, I don't know what Chattanooga Christian has seen at the half they like, but they've stayed in this double tight end I formation the entire drive.
Boy, he sets on that outside foot hard, and then he jumps the other way. That's hard to deal with. Jaw back, handoff once again.
Oh!
Boy, somebody got stuck right there. That was number 31 for the Spartans, Eli Vickers, and boy, he just led the charge right there.
And I know this is going to be a shock to our listeners, but Cooper Cameron
on that as well. Yeah. Like I said, he had seven tackles at the half. He may be getting close to 10 now.
He's got to be close to 10 and has that interception at the end.
He's making a play for our player of the game right now, Cameron. His defensive effort. Jaw back with tailback to his left shoulder, fakes a handoff, pulls back, finds a receiver there in the softness of the zone there in the corner, and taken all the way down to the Webb 25-yard line. We'll go back to our VP playback.
I believe that was A.J. Wallace. That was a really nice route and a really nice throw by Giles. Watch him step up, drill that ball in. Giles found the soft spot. That was Wallace. Excuse me, Wallace found the soft spot in the zone.
His first reception of the evening.
First reception of the evening, but it's enough for a Clabough's Campground first down.
We've seen 3 balls thrown to him here in the first half. So they're made a decision to get him more involved, obviously. There's your handoff, Boo Carter. Boo Carter jukes and is ridden out of bounds. And right there, and we called his name out quite a bit tonight, Jay Wade with that penetration that forced him to the outside.
Yeah, and when you can stretch the corner on Boot Carter, you can go back and your coaches are going to be proud of you, because that is not an easy man to keep inside the edge. Webb did a really nice job there flowing to the football. Carter's one of the fastest guys that they're going to see all season, and they were able to keep him from turning the corner and ride him out of bounds.
I was trying to see if Zion Fleming, the offensive lineman, good offensive lineman, is back in the game, but I've not seen him come back yet. Giles under center.
Fullback.
Good run from your fullback. Whoa! That was Havis right there, was it not?
They slid Havis in at fullback, and he's going to get a Sevier County Electric touchdown. Sevier County Electric bringing power to our community. We're going to see this again on our VPTV
let's go
playback.
back to this playback, Brandon. And
just right up Main Street. That was a great play by Havis. They were able to come out. We saw that double tight end I formation all drive.
Darius Talley there, your Virginia Tech commit, with a big block that springs him.
Yes, it was.
So our extra point pending. Good snap, kicks away, and it is good. So your new score with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. Your new score, your Chattanooga Christian Chargers 21, Knox Webb Spartans 14. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll acknowledge some of our sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
And we're back. Robinson back in shotgun, now down by 7. Handoff there, almost looked like a delayed handoff by number 42, Baxter Johnson, and maybe gets about 2 right there, Brandon.
Robinson really seems to hold that. That mesh point a long time. He rides that handoff. Johnson on a replay right there on a VP TV playback. You saw him come over to the right side, pick up that first down. And again, for those who are wondering, our Old Mill kickoff went through the back of the end zone. The Spartans got the ball at the 20.
Jermaine Stinson there on the tackle. We want to give a special thank you to Doug Bright tonight, Upper School Technology Coordinator, for joining us. Fakes the toss. Robinson keeps.
Oh,
does have a man open, and he's going to have space, Brandon, and he may be gone.
Forget it.
He's tangled up with his own man, though, right there.
I think Boot Carter actually saved another touchdown right there.
Watch Marquez Barrett and how he gets tangled up right here with Shavar Young, Brandon.
Push out of bounds to number 6, Boot Carter.
And Boot Carter there pushes him out. Do we have a flag on the play?
Holding on Webb, so this play is going to come back. Look at him turn on the jets right here, and then look at Boot Carter close out. I think if he hadn't got tangled up with Marquez Barrett, that might have been a house call.
Let's see where this spot is, where the hold actually took place.
From where they're standing right now, it looks like it may have been a downfield hold.
Yes, I believe it was. I think it's going to be enough for the first down, Brandon.
Yep, that's going to be a Clabough's Campground first down. And we saw why Shavar Young is so highly thought of right there. Good gracious.
Yep.
How fast is that first step and how much can he take off?
A couple scores of interest from the area right now. Dobbins Bennett is up on Science Hill 29 to 26 in a dandy there in Upper East Tennessee. Maryville and Bradley Central locked up 13 to 10. A little bit of surprise right there. Robinson back with the snap, rolls out to his left, looking for a receiver, gets chased, and still finds Shavar Young at about the 44-yard line of the Spartans.
That was a lot of work for a 3-yard pickup, but he worked to the, Robinson worked to the sideline, got over there. Young came, there's a comeback route, then there's just keep coming back.
One thing we need to mention, boy, and it's been consistent, Bonacita tonight has provided pressure all night long.
And that's something that this Webb offensive line doesn't typically give up.
Rolling to your right this time. Got a receiver. Oh, boy. An incomplete pass. I thought he had something cooking there for a minute, but just thrown at his feet and just closed on quickly there by the defender.
Well, even if he was able to reel that in, he was going to take a lick. It was going to be hard to bring that in.
One other score of interest right now, boys, it may be for their playoff lives right now. Knox Hall is up on Heritage 14-7. That's a big game.
Now that's a surprise, but we watched Heritage a couple of weeks ago. That offense is absolutely capable of coming back. Interesting formation here for Webb.
Robinson hits Shavar Young once again. He makes the cut inside and keeps those feet moving. Not barring a flag, bringing this one back. It's going to take it all the way down to the Charger 30. Let's go back to our VP playback here.
And this is the kind of throw you want to see from Charles Robinson. Steps up, drills the ball, hits his man in space. Shavar Young gives his playmaker an opportunity to run. But guess who makes the tackle in space again to save the touchdown?
Yep. Number 18 there, Connor Tyler, got caught in the window as he split those two defenders. So that'll bring up a Clabough's Campground first down, marked at the Charger 30. Robinson back once again. Surveying the field's going to keep this one. He does have some space, and he's going to be rolled out of bounds all the way down to waiting for the spot right there. Looks like it's going to be at about the 16.
You can see here on our VP TV playback, watches Robinson drops back, trips to the left, he's looking that way, and then he realizes there's nobody on my right side, nobody's open. Again, I keep going back to Robinson's decision making. When he decides to run, there is no hesitation. He tucks the ball, puts his head down, and gets every yard he can.
Zion Irvin there riding him out of bounds to prevent the touchdown.
But still enough for another Clabough's Campground first down from Robinson with his legs there.
Baxter Johnson there in the backfield and gets stuffed quickly. Bonus there on the play, and also 34. I believe that's correct. 34, Landon Newton, senior linebacker, and boy, he's a dandy.
And Landon Newton got downhill there, shot that gap, and met Johnson in the hole. Put a shoulder pad right in center mass and drove him down.
Coach told me this week he plays downhill, and he plays downhill quick. He's a leading tackle for this Charger team. So Robinson once again back in the pistol. Baxter Johnson off his shoulder.
Bailing out again.
And he just lets that one go and lifts the play for another down.
I think that was another one of those sky hooks, just slinging it out there.
And you know, we've talked about how conservative Robinson has been tonight. You've got when you've got a four-man front like they do, and often they actually go to that 3-3-5, so it's really a three-man front. When you can get pressure from a three-man front, you're going to make life uncomfortable on the quarterback.
Well, because then, first of all, you're having pressure, which no quarterback likes. But if you're doing it with a three-man front, that means you've still got 8 guys back in coverage, so you're getting pressure and difficult to throw on. Got him. He had Markeus Barrett for a touchdown.
And there, once again, Brandon, we'll go back and watch that VP playback.
Looked like it landed right between Shavar Young and Markeus Barrett. He had
a clean pocket, too.
Truly, he had both of them. He may have been going to, I don't know if he overthrew Young or underthrew Barrett.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to Barrett. That was the guy that I saw clear at the jump that should have been for a touchdown.
So for Webb, that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 from the Chargers 16. Robinson with the snap.
Got a man.
Oh, regardless, that's going to be a first down. Shavar Young having himself. No, that's not Shavar Young, is it?
What a spectacular catch right there.
Who was that? Number 24. Thought that was Shavar Young. Hal Nierendorf, their punter. We'll go back and look at his playback.
You don't see a lot of punters making catches like this. Robinson wanted to go to his left, had to bail out, looks to his right, delivers the ball on the run right at the 1 yard line, and was able to get a foot in bounds. Huge Clabough's Campground first down.
Great focus there by the young man. Number 27, whose name we've not called tonight, Mason Huddleston, looking for a call. I'm guessing it's going to be short, just looking at the reaction there by the Chargers.
He was short. He wasn't short by much.
No. Huddleston this year only has 5 carries for 16 yards, so but he's a good-sized kid, so they're trying to run some power right here, Brandon.
We saw Chattanooga Christian come out and kind of make their statement earlier, loading up, going to that double tight end eye formation. If I was Webb here, I may try to get Robinson out on the edge, give him the ability to make the decision if he wants to throw and run.
Something interesting right here, Brandon. They've shifted Bonacita in the middle of that line.
Fade
pattern, yep. In and out of your receiver, Marquez Barrett there. I thought that was a touchdown.
I did too. Barrett doesn't miss those often. It wasn't an ideally thrown ball. It was off the wrong shoulder.
Yeah, it was.
But Barrett still, whenever you're as talented as he is, you get both hands on it, you got to catch it.
So third down from the 4 yard line.
I was a little surprised by the fade route call right there. I'm surprised Webb is not leaned a little more on Robinson's legs down here where he's so effective.
Gatlinburg Pittman right now up on Pigeon Forge 21-7. Anderson County up on Scott 35-0. Barrett will try. Oh, I'm not quite sure what happened to that pass, but he had it, man just broke, and
he had Barrett open for a touchdown and just airmailed one.
Yep.
I don't know if that was miscommunication or just not getting his feet set. It looked like Robinson didn't drive through on that ball. Whenever you see a quarterback consistently miss high, and we've seen him do that tonight, he's not setting his feet, he's not driving through and coming over the top. I think that's a little bit of an issue right there. He had time, but he's had so much pressure tonight, I don't think he's stepping all the way through like he normally would.
He's at the point right now where he's not trusting his pocket, Brandon.
And I'm surprised they've not let him run before now.
I am too. Pressure again. And there's a touchdown by the Spartans, and you got to be kidding me.
Wow.
That was a jump ball at best, Brandon.
On our VP TV replay, just watch Shavar Young. My goodness. Pressure all over Robinson. Defensive end beats his man, and then he threw that blind.
He did.
When
that's got to be one of the best plays we've seen all year long.
When Robinson threw that ball, he was looking at a Chattanooga Christian Chargers defensive end armpit coming down on his head. He threw that ball blind and on the money to his freshman receiver.
Kicks away, and it is good. So once again, Brandon, we stand with 6 seconds left in the third quarter. We are all knotted up at 21.
Is that the best Sevier County Electric touchdown we've had this season? Because, my goodness, what a throw and catch. That was just huge. Is that the best touchdown we've seen this year? Because
that very well may be the best touchdown we've seen this year.
That, depending on how this one ends up, that is definitely going to be in the running.
Yes, we need to write that down. We need to remember that one.
There is no way he could have seen where he was throwing that ball.
I just wrote it down, Brandon, out of fear that you and I would forget it by the end of the night. There's our little pop fly kick again. And defended very well there. Boy, I got to be real careful. That almost looked like a horse collar there for a second. Number 52, Eric Lasky there, wrangling him down to the ground.
Well, again, we talked about if you're going to pop fly a kickoff, Havis may not be the guy you want to aim for.
Okay. Let's bring an end to our third quarter with your score right now. Knox Webb 21, Chattanooga Christian Chargers 21. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll go ahead and recognize some of our sponsors.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Our score knotted up at 21.
Oh, boy.
Boo Carter doesn't need that kind of space. That's going to give them a first down.
That's a Clabough's Campground first down, and it was just Boo Carter coming to the right on an off-tackle play. Didn't look like there was going to be much there.
You want to guess who was in on that tackle, Brandon?
I'm going to take a guess. It was number 9 in green.
Cooper Cameron, yep.
And he has just been all over the field tonight.
We've seen Giles several times second half under center and do it again here and hand off to Boo Carter. And boy, they tackle well at Webb, don't they?
Yeah, when you're facing a back like this, anytime you get him on the ground, you feel good. But when it's the first man that gets a hold of him, that's an exciting feeling.
Stephen Beatty there on the tackle for the Spartans. We'll bring up second down and 8 from the Charger 48-yard line.
Looks like we got Havis and Carter in the backfield again. They scored a touchdown out of this formation earlier.
Is Wallace there, your single receiver? Giles back looking for a man. He's got a man in space. And that's going to bring up third down and probably about 4.
Nice play. I think one of the things you're going to see Giles get coached up on that was an okay ball fake. He didn't sell the run for as long as he probably should have to freeze the linebackers. But sometimes just showing that ball and showing the handoff motion is enough to get them to bite. But 3rd and 4 here, this is a big one.
As the Chargers creep into Spartan territory, Giles once again under center. Nothing fancy there, just inside handoff with a very big man that's difficult to bring down. That's going to be a Clabough's Campground first down.
There is absolutely nothing cute, nothing innovative. Just I've got a big, strong, fast running back who I can line up at fullback, and I bet he can mash you.
Here's the other thing we need to talk about. You know, with the Chargers going to this power run kind of formation, what you're going to see is what we've seen in the third quarter. Time's going to tick away quickly.
It's going to have an opportunity to limit possessions, and if it comes down to that, you really feel like Chattanooga Christian probably has an advantage.
Hand off to Boo Carter. He's got some space. Boy, he just barrels over a man right there.
When Carter puts his foot in the ground, it's just like somebody hits the fast forward button on a video. He just, all of a sudden, he goes from where you expect him to be to 6 yards upfield. He has just so much speed.
Xavier Hickman there on the assist tackle. Another handoff, and that's going to bring up third down, I believe.
I believe Webb was ready for that fullback run this time. Havis didn't really get much.
Run by number 5, Jamoris Havis.
So, Brandon, that's going to be officially no gain on that play. It's going to bring up third down and 3.
And that's the first time Webb has stopped that run completely all night. Every time Chattanooga Christian has gone to that quick fullback handoff to Havis, they've had production out of it. This is the first time it was stopped.
As we approach 9 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Child in the center, handoff again to Boo Carter, and boy, they closed quick, didn't they, Brandon? Now, that still may be enough. We'll just know that's going to bring up fourth down. Fourth down in about 1.5 yards.
Well, and I thought that play was going to be dead at the handoff, and Carter turned it into almost a first down. For a guy at his size, he still manages to fall forward.
He does, and boy, that lean is impressive, isn't it?
Yes, it really is.
That's going to bring up maybe a key moment here in this game. 4th down and 1.
Do you look for Havis again on that fullback dive? It's been
Boy,
so
he's a load.
effective for you. This is kind of what he's built for.
8:30 here in the 4th. The Chargers slowly come to the line. Only about 7 seconds left here on the clock.
They're going to have to snap this quick or they're
As
going
it
to get a delay
continues to-
game. Quarterback sneak, and I believe he got it.
Yeah, I think he did too, just waiting for your spot. I think he's going to get it by about
a yard.
About a yard, maybe, if it's that far.
Absolutely. It's going to be Clabough's Campground first down. Again, nothing cute, nothing fancy, just I bet my big guys can push your big guys.
Once again, it was running game for the Chargers, and rode down there after just about a 2-yard gain. Number 65 there in on that tackle. I don't know that we called his name tonight. Theron Hubbard, the 6 foot, 225-pound senior.
I'm loving watching Javoris Havis come out here.
Oh, yeah.
It does my heart good to see fullbacks get the ball and get to run. This is just a little bit of caveman football from Chattanooga Christian.
Isn't it
I love
surprising to see them go to this power run right here?
I think this is a really unexpected wrinkle for them, but it's really working. Nice
Giles
play.
out. He's got some room there. Brought down. Oh, boy. It keeps the feet moving. Number 14 there, Cruz Cunningham, closed quickly, but it took a couple to get him down.
I'm looking to see if we get a flag. Believe we saw.
There's your playback, Brandon.
Saw the receiver making a motion about wanting a face mask. See if he should have got it. Yeah, he should have got it.
Yeah, he should have gotten it.
Yeah, turns out that should have been called.
Harry Klasky got by with one right there.
Instead of an automatic first down, now it's 3rd and 12. That's going to get the Chargers out of that power run formation here.
So Giles back in the pistol. Trying to find space. Boise's got a man on him. And
intercepted.
Intercepted. You know, Brandon, Giles had a good night overnight. That was not smart.
That was not smart. And guess who? We had some quarterback on quarterback crime in this VPTV replay.
Yep, Charlie Robinson there with the pick.
Giles, this is a bad decision.
Yes.
Off his back foot. His feet aren't set. He had a man, but he hung it. And you can see A.J. Wallace at the end of that just putting his hands up going, I was open. I had a chance.
Oh, well. And, you know, let's mention how many receptions does A.J. Wallace have tonight?
I think just the one.
Maybe some frustration starting to set in on his part.
He had an opportunity there. He was open.
Yeah.
I understand why he was frustrated with Giles there, but
Giles is running for his life.
Giles running for his life, but if you're going to throw one like that, if you're going to throw it off your back foot, if you're going to throw it with both feet in the air, you got to put it flat or out of bounds. You can't float one into the middle of the field against defensive backs like
looking.
this.
And we're going to exchange picks. And guess who on that pick?
Mr. Boo Carter comes across there and makes that interception. Now, the difference in this one is when you look back at the interception that Giles threw, you're going, that was a terrible decision. When you look at this one, this is just two great players, and the corner and the defensive back happened to make the play because he had Barrett.
Yeah, he did. Let's talk, though, about what Boo Carter just did there, and it is so important for a defender to do. He had inside leverage.
He had inside leverage, and again, this is why a lot of teams like him at defensive back, because he's got ball skills like a receiver on the defensive side. He's not just going to knock balls down, he's going to turn it over. And that's the first turnover Chargers Christian's gotten.
Chargers start here in the shotgun, and Havis goes back to work, and he'll get about 5 on that carry before he's forced back by a slew, including Jay Wade there on the tackle. That's going to bring up 2nd down and about 6 with about 6 minutes left here in the 4th quarter.
That is a young man as you get into the 4th quarter. That you're getting real tired of having to tackle that big man coming downhill at you, especially with the burst he's got at his size. He's so quick to be as big as he is.
You know, Brandon, it's so funny. It's our last broadcast of the year. Beginning of the year, we had a lot of blowouts. Our last 4 or 5 games have just been dandies.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for...
including this one.
Yeah, this has been fantastic.
Giles back in the shotgun as he remains there. Havis continues to charge those legs before he's ridden down. That's going to be enough for a Clabough's Campground first down.
And you want to talk about Javoris Havis right there. Took the ball, Looked like he was going to be stopped for maybe a 2-yard gain. Keeps the legs churning, has the balance, and managed to fall forward for about another 6.
Cooper Cameron, once again, the night we've called his name all night long in on that tackle. So that moves the ball down into Spartan territory as Josh stays back in the shotgun. Havis again. Boy, he's just a load.
He's a load, but he is so quick. That play looked like it was going to be dead at the handoff, and he made that jab step inside, made a man miss, and got into that gap and just got upfield for 5 yards. And we've talked about this several times. That's hidden yardage.
Yeah.
The difference in a good running back and a great running back isn't the big plays. It's taking the nothing plays or the negative plays and turning them into something small and positive.
So the Chargers remain in shotgun, place a man in motion to the opposite end in that flex position. Havis will keep the ball bumped at the line, but boy, keeps the feet charging. And this may be, it is going to be a touchdown. Javoris Havis.
I don't believe that was Havis. I think that was Boo Carter.
Was that Boo Carter?
I believe they got him with a change of pace, but now Boo's down.
Yeah, replay.
Looks like Boo is down and
clutching his knee.
That's not good. You can see him hand off here, gets hit in the hole, keeps going, breaks a tackle, shows that bounce, then here's the speed, just turns it on. See if we can see what happened at the end here.
Did he just jump up and
he pulled up about the time he scored, and he went down holding that right knee.
Still down, Brandon.
That is not what you want to see. And he looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
You hope maybe that's just a cramp.
Yeah, maybe it's what you're sort of seeing with that.
Well, when you see an athlete
there,
like that go down, especially when it's a non-contact injury,
and he's going to try to pop back. Oh boy! And he once again grasps that leg.
Really hope that he's okay. He's an outstanding young man. I've had an opportunity to talk with him a couple times this season. You just really, really hope that maybe this is just a bad cramp.
And you know, with that was a powerful run. He had to be convinced just with the nature of that run. That was just Havis there.
He came in, should have been stopped cold.
Oh yeah.
Should have been stopped cold. Broke off that tackle, flowed to the outside.
Oh, he still is not putting any. Oh, there he goes.
There's a little bit.
Yeah, he's still struggling though.
I'd be surprised if we see him back in this one. And if he goes out and stays out, that's a big loss for Chattanooga Christian. But with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, if you're Chattanooga Christian, you've got to go. This is our best player. We need him for the playoffs.
You're exactly right.
We want to take care of his future. We don't want to risk making a worse knee injury for him.
Yep.
And I know he's going to want to go.
Oh yeah. I guess it will come down to Coach Massey exactly how much weight he places in this game, whether or not we see Boo Carter again.
Well, and you have the opportunity to look at the rest of your team and go, okay, guys, 4.5 minutes, you've got to lead, next man up.
Lane Travis back for the kick, and yeah, I think we're going to get a jump right there, and I don't think it was any question about that one.
I believe we're going to get a jump, but man, we talked about the Charles Robinson touchdown throw as a possible play of the game.
Yeah.
How about that run by Boo Carter? I think that's his 3rd touchdown of the evening, and just a spectacular run. Looked like he was bottled up and taken down for no gain, breaks it out for that touchdown. Just a spectacular play. You just hate that he was injured on it.
Officially, we'll mark that a 39-yard touchdown run. Extra point here, low snap, but I believe that's good. And it is good now with 4 minutes and a half left in the game. Your new Chattanooga Christian Chargers 28 and your Knox Webb Spartans 21.
Well, Ron, if you're Knox Webb coming out here, what are you looking to do on offense? Because we've talked about this several times. Now you got to answer the bell.
Well, I think it's going to be very important for Charlie Robinson to mentally force himself to get comfortable in the pocket, because we've seen him tonight. Even that miraculous last touchdown throw, he's going to have to force himself to get comfortable. One thing that you and I have talked about this year is good quarterbacks will climb that ladder.
Yep.
And we're going to have to see that out of him tonight. And he may just simply have to realize he's going to have to take some hits to bring them back.
Well, I think the unfortunate thing for Robinson there is maybe the best ball he's thrown all night just got intercepted. He climbed the ladder, delivered a great ball. He had an open man, put it where he needed to, but his great athlete at wide receiver just ran into a great defensive back in Carter, and Carter was able to come up and make that interception as we get ready for this Ole Miss kickoff here.
Yes, sir.
And again, this is a big one. We've seen that return game from Webb. I'm interested to see what kind of kick Chattanooga Christian gives here.
We know one thing, he's got lots of leg. Boy, more of a something we've seen from Webb, big pop-up right there. And let's see what kind of return we got set up here. Oh, it's going to be a good one. We caught his name a lot tonight, too. Shavar Young returns that ball all the way to the 41-yard line of Webb. It sets them up in good position here for this drive.
Going to be interesting to see how this one ends up. I'm looking to see if Boo Carter is back on the field. I don't see him yet. So it looks like Boo Carter is going to be off the field. Chattanooga Christian's going to have to do this without their best player. I wonder if Webb takes a shot here and tries to take advantage of that.
Robinson keeps pressure. Number 33 keeps the ball, makes a great move, taken down at the forced out of bounds by number 16 there of the Chargers.
Watch
Lane Travis
on our VPTV replay. Watch this on the playback here. Robinson takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking to throw, defensive in there, reverses his field, comes back to the left, and just takes off. And then you see that burst. Again, when he decides to run, he gets north and south, picks up that Clabough's Campground first down and then some on what looked like a busted play.
Yeah, the other Havis brother there providing the pressure that forced him out.
Good genes in that family.
Good genes in that family. Oh, great way to hang on there because I thought that was going to get sprung. Zion Irvin, whose name we've also called quite a few times tonight, was able to stay after that tackle and prevent that from being a bigger game than what it initially looked like. So that's going to bring up, Brandon, second down and about 7 from the Charger 37.
I was glad to see Baxter Johnson pop back up after that. That looked a little bit like a strange tackling way to go down. I'm glad he was okay on that one.
We got bunch here on the near side with your receivers, single receiver on the opposite side. Good pass, and that's going to be number 11 there, Greg Tate, as the ball is taken all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Chargers. It's going to be close to a first down, maybe a half a yard short.
That was a really nice concept. They gave Charlie, we talked about, you want to give Charles Robinson some easy throws. He went back to make that pass. You had trips on this side, and you had a 3-man set to the short side of the field. The first 2 guys ran off the coverage. Tate was open for just a little dump off. He had blockers in front, was able to get north and south, get close to the first down.
Just as a reminder, both teams still have all 3 of their timeouts.
Looks like a little miscommunication right here.
Well, we've not seen this much out of Charlie Robinson as he goes under center and just sneaks the ball and maybe gets about 3 yards off that quarterback sneak.
And that's one of the reasons the Navy midshipmen are excited about that young man. With the way they want to run their quarterback, Charlie Robinson was able to take that ball and just fantastic surge from the offensive line. Great hard-nosed play by your quarterback and the leader of this team. That's something they've talked a lot about with him is his leadership, but just plowed ahead for that Clabough's Campground first down.
Those Hogs paved the road right there. So Robinson back in the familiar shotgun we've seen him in all night long.
My goodness.
Yeah, boy, that was a fake and a half, wasn't it? Robinson keeps the ball and takes it all the way down to the 17-yard line of the Chargers. My eyes went one way. Charlie Robinson went somewhere else.
Well, and then once he carries out the fake and he gets to the outside, there's a defensive end there waiting on him. Defensive end played that as well as you could if you're Chattanooga Christian.
He's still got a bit of a hitch in his giddy up, but it looks like he may be okay.
I still don't see Carter back, so I wonder if you're going to see Webb take a shot.
Second down and 2. Toss to Johnson, and Johnson's going to be, let's wait for our spot right here. I think that may be.
If he didn't get it, he's close.
He's going to be right up against it. And the indication right now is that that's going to bring up a third down and very short.
I got to tell you, I'd go right back to that quarterback sneak to Robinson again.
Yep.
You got 3 yards last time. I'd go right back to that. Time's starting to be a little bit of a factor here. We're down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game here. Webb's got to pay this off the way they're playing it. It's either score here or lose.
Yep. And once again, he'll get that in a yard or 2 more.
Yeah, when you can get 3 yards on a quarterback sneak, your offensive line's doing a fantastic job, and your quarterback is exploding into that little bit of a bubble that he gets, putting his head down and plowing forward. That's a big Clabough's Campground first down. We're to a minute 49 clock runs. You got a first down if you're Webb, but the Spartans are going to have to hurry here. Time's starting to be a factor.
Minute 40 left here in this game. Charlie Robinson back in the pistol. Rolls to his left. Looking. Just, did he complete that pass? No, it's going to be incomplete. I was getting ready to say, that might be nearly the miracle he pulled off that last one we saw in that end zone pass. For Young.
I'm really surprised that you're not seeing Webb try to attack with Shavar Young or with Marquise Barrett with Nobu Carter in the middle of the field. Yep. They've had success getting open across the middle on post routes and slant routes tonight, but to complete that, it's got to be open, and Robinson's got to climb the pocket and throw it on time. So
with a minute 25, that's going to bring up second down and 10 from the Chargers 21. Robinson with snap, stands back in his pocket, forced out, has got a man open. Good inside moves, makes a move, takes it all the way down to about the 7-yard line before he's forced out.
Greg Tate just almost shook that man and scored.
Let's go to our VP playback here, Brandon.
Watch him down here. Gets upfield and just almost shook that defensive back and scored.
I'm going to tell you, Baxter Johnson stayed with his blocking. It was not easy because he got tossed in the backfield, but he somehow, without Baxter Johnson keeping that block up there and sustaining that block, I don't know that they complete that pass.
A really good job by Tate again, also a little thing. But he didn't get the first down, so he got out of bounds.
So that actually brings up third down and short, probably a half a yard right here. And
I got to guess what's coming.
Yep. And once again, I believe he's going to have the first down. 1 minute and 13 seconds left on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
we may be tracking for some bonus football tonight, Ron.
So that will be a Clabough's Campground first down as the ball will be marked at, I'm waiting to see the spot.
Webb's
there at about the 5-yard line.
Clock's running. We're under a minute to go right now. Clock runs. Webb taking a lot of time here. I understand you don't want to leave Chattanooga Christian any time, but...
Well, they do have all 3 of their timeouts, Brandon. Just keep... That may be working into the head there, Coach Meskey. So Robinson back in a more of a shotgun than a pistol, a little bit deeper there. Robinson keeps, and he bounces off, keeps the legs turning. He's going to be brought down at about the 2-yard line.
Boy, for a minute I thought he was going to squirt through and score there.
And that's going to be a timeout right there. Rightfully called, as you pointed out a minute ago. Time was starting to get thin.
Down to 29 seconds here, but man, Charles Robinson, we continued to talk about, can he play with his arm? Can he step up, climb the pocket, hit those throws? When you run like that, you don't have to. That was I love how long he rides that mesh point. He rides that handoff. He takes every moment he can to force a defense to commit before he decides if he's going to keep the ball or give it up. But you've got second and goal here at the 2-yard line. With the success that they have had with Robinson on those sneaks and with 2 timeouts left, I don't know that I may not try that right here and again the next play.
Second down and goal from the 2-yard line. You got Jay Wade right there, as well as Xavier Hickman, who's back in the game now.
That's great to see. I'm going to tell you this too, Ron. I don't believe anybody in this stadium is in their seat. I think everybody's standing up right now watching this.
So here we go.
Looks like Robinson's going to be under center again.
Yep, Baxter Johnson in the backfield. And you're going to get the handoff, and boy, that gets nothing.
I mean, absolutely nothing.
And we'll get another timeout here by the Spartans.
I'll say this, if you're Webb and you want to show you've had so much success with that quarterback sneak, you've gone to that and gone to that this drive and picked it up every time.
But
if you want to go to something different, I respect that. And I like the idea. But the issue was they turned and handed it to the man who went in that very same hole. If you're going to fake that, get it out of the area that they're going to be committing to.
Yeah, and Brandon, I agree. You know, if you're trying to do something different right there, I'm not so sure with second down you don't do an RPO with Charlie Robinson and roll him out.
I don't know that you don't just
trust the same play that's gotten you here.
Well, there's that one again. You saw Chattanooga Christian sell out to stop that sneak. And if that ball had been handed off and going to either tackle, it's probably a walk-in touchdown. But it came right into where they were getting ready to try to stop that sneak, and they were there. I don't know that I wouldn't have Charlie Robinson make a really nice audition for Navy right here, come up and take that snap and give him just an old-school speed option to the wide side of the field. Robinson.
I believe that's Baxter Johnson. No, that wasn't Baxter Johnson. Who was that? We're back.
Here we go.
23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Spartans down by 7, but they are on the 2-yard line of the Chargers.
Ron, this is why you lift all them weights. This is big man football. Get an opportunity for a physics lesson here, and that's the low man always wins. Who can get lower?
This is why you bear crawl during the summer, Brandon.
Yes. If you're gonna suffer through that and do that, boys, when it comes down to this, you may as well win.
Well, now that our officials have found their spot on the field, let's go ahead and run this play. It's at 3rd down and 2. Robinson under center, and there's that sneak you're looking for, and I don't believe they got it.
Boy, he's close.
Yes, he's close, but I don't believe they got it. If I'm just looking at the left foot spot there, it's going to be about a foot and a half short. So, Brandon, this is your game right here, 4th down.
Fourth in the ball game.
Oh, my gosh.
This is your last time out here by the Spartans.
Well, it's 4th down. It's 4th and goal, so we're to the point of touchdown or bust. So, Ron, what do you call?
Whew. You know, I'm not sure right now what our call is. You've had that Robinson call all night long, but they're kind of thinking that. I don't know, Brandon. I guess for Metzke, it's an issue of just how daring you want to be.
I'll be honest with you. As much as I have liked that sneak, Chattanooga Christian is selling out to stop it. I think if you had Robinson call his own number on a quarterback sweep or an option action to the wide side of the field, just take the snap and get outside as fast as you possibly can.
I agree. I think you almost got to create some space here, Brandon. Well, here we go.
It looks like it's going to be Sneak City again.
Yep. Timeout Chargers now that they've had a moment to see what the Spartans lined up in.
That looked like it was going to be that sneak again, especially from the position of the two backs for Webb there. They weren't set all the way back. They were kind of tilted in. You were kind of flexed inside. You sort of felt like that if Robinson was going to take that sneak, those backs are ready to hit him in the back and push him forward.
Let me take just a moment to encourage everybody on Thursday nights to go to our Your High School Sports podcast at 7 p.m. hosted by Roddy Woods and our guy here, Brandon Martin. Also remember to go on Facebook and like us. Remember our Twitter page. And one thing we definitely want to talk about, Brandon, is all the content that we have on YouTube. And to encourage all of our folks is when you go in there and look at that content, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, we appreciate those subscriptions. We appreciate anybody who's listening. We had a great interview with Marquise Barrett on the podcast this week. We're going to be trying to get some more guests in as the playoffs go through. So love for folks to tune in and listen to that on Thursdays. But right now,
so here we go. Yep. 4th down, and I would guess probably about a little less than a yard. And
4th in the region crown.
And
I think he got it.
I'm waiting for a signal. I've not seen anything yet. The Spartans believe it's a touchdown. It is a touchdown.
What a Sevier County Electric touchdown. Sevier County Electric.
I've seen the hand come up. They're going for 2.
Oh, my God.
Here we go.
I do too.
I love the guts. Let's win it right here.
Just as a reminder, this is Coach Metzke's last year. Let's not hold anything back. To quote the water boy, let's hold nothing back.
Hey, you're not saving anything for next season at this point.
What are they going to do? Get upset and fire you? That won't happen after 38 years in your last year.
And
so,
Boy, 9 seconds left and a 2-point conversion to see if you can get the region crown here.
So Baxter Johnson.
And there's Chattanooga Christian taking a timeout
wisely. So Brandon, this will be your ball game. What are you thinking here? You know, my mind sort of goes back to trying to get 2.5 yards is a lot for a sneak. You know, and chances are that I'm thinking you got to get Robinson out of some space.
I don't know. If I was down here and if I was Webb, I think I would go to Charles Robinson and say, look, I want you to throw another blind slant pass to the end zone. Because,
hey, it worked last time.
Because it worked last time in about this same situation. Just tell him, fellas, we're just going to do that again.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, I do think I would throw here, but I think I would definitely tell Robinson I would try to clear out one side of the field. Mm-hmm. And so everything would be going either to the right or the left. Ideally, you would like to have everybody going to the right. That way, if he rolls that way, it's an easier throw. But if you're able to look up and see everybody come to the right, nobody's open, jerk the ball down, and it's a race to the pylon.
Here's what to look for that I'm going to find very interesting. Do you take Shavari Young and Marquez Barrett and line them on the same side of the field? Let's see what they do right here.
They got them on either side. Barrett on the near side, Young up top. Young's had a huge game tonight.
So here's our play of the game. Robinson back in shotgun, we talked about in space. He's looking.
Oh, he got it. Oh, my goodness. What a catch.
Who is it? I'm waiting for Shavar Young right there.
Shavar Young.
That's your play of the game right there if it stands.
It looks like it's going to, absolutely. But I don't see a flag. I wonder if you're going to see a flag for a potential celebration. I don't see one.
No, not yet.
Webb's got to get it under control because as huge as that was, you can't give Chattanooga Christian a short field.
Let's go ahead and look at our VP playback right there. Boy, that window was tight.
You think this is a big enough moment for a playback? Rolls out, buys time, comes back across, and bam.
Oh.
That was in the middle of 4 Chargers that he completed that pass. What a throw.
You know what? Here's what I'll tell you, Brandon. We've talked about how uncomfortable he's looked all night long, but here, in clutch time, when they've needed him the most, with some of those sneaks, some of those runs, Robinson has stayed up big.
Well, when you've got a young man, and I talked to, we talked about this in the interview that we ran with the pregame on him. When you got a young man going to the Naval Academy, football it's easy to keep a level head in a football game when you're prepared to be a leader of men in the field that he's going into. So he's got such a bright future. But now, Chattanooga Christian still, even without Boo Carter, they have some seriously dangerous return men. And
you see B.J. Holland back there deep.
I don't know if this ball sees the air. I think this is a ground ball. There it is.
And that's exactly what it is. And I'm not sure that's the best man to give it to right there.
Lateral.
Little lateral. He's got a. And there he is.
That was a
really
smart play.
thought something was getting ready to pop open there. But, here we go.
That was an extremely smart play on that return to realize I'm not going to score.
Yep.
I need to get out of bounds.
That's going to leave 1 second on the clock for the Chargers to try to pull out the miracle here at Dave Metzke Field.
To use something my grandpa has always said, it's time to call on Mary. This is going to be a Hail Mary pass all day.
I love how he was calm.
What a game. Yep. Sitting here 29-28, 1 second left to play, region title on the line. Ron, I think we made a good choice in this one.
Oh, this has been a dandy tonight. This has been just an exceptional game. Played very well on both sides.
It's a shame somebody's got to lose this one because both of these teams have left their heart and soul on the field and played so well. Again, I really hope that Boo is okay. I hate to see him injured like that on the knee. Just hope he's all right.
So, Brandon, you're going to see about, 7 players deep here for the Spartan?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 guys at 5 guys inside the 20-yard line. If you're Gile here, without Boo Carter, you got to look at AJ Wallace here.
Yep.
I think you got a timeout by Chattanooga Christian here. I think they wanted to see what Webb was going to give them. But you got 2 seconds. If I'm throwing a heave-ho and I'm hoping somebody's going to jump up and pull down a miracle, I think Wallace is the guy.
Wallace is the guy. Yep. You know, he's got that height. He's got that leaping ability. So let's just see, Brandon.
Now, do you play everybody back in coverage, or do you try to get after Gile? Because it's going to take a little time to set this up.
Yeah, I think you keep everybody back in coverage.
The other thing I'm interested to see is, do they try to throw this to the end zone, or do we see a play where we see a handful of laterals? If it's going to come down to do the coaches feel like Gile can get the ball into the end zone, or are they going to have to check it down short? Because this would be this thing would have to be
a 53
yards.
yard, yes, to just get inside the end zone, and that's not taking into consideration how far he is back in the shotgun. So here we go, first down. Last play of the game. Jordan Giles looking, and I'm not so sure he wasn't beyond the line of scrimmage, but let's see what we got here. And that's going to be your play. That's going to be.
Wow.
Was that intercepted there, Brandon? I don't think it matters.
It was
that's ball game.
At the end, but how about these Webb Spartans? Watch the replay here. Boy, Jordan Gile got it down there.
Yeah, he did. I'm not sure he wasn't over the line of scrimmage. It was close.
On our VPTV replay, you can watch him just uncork this thing. He had a man.
He did.
He had a man. It was intercepted. Looks like Boo Carter was the man he was looking for.
Yeah, you knew who else was down there too? Charlie Robinson was down there playing defense.
Boo Carter came back in for that play. That's who they were looking for. You're hopeful and glad to see that he's okay, but what a game.
Oh, what a great game. So your final here tonight from David Mexican Stadium, Knox Webb School, is your Knox Webb Spartans 29, your Chattanooga Christian Chargers 28. Let's go ahead and take a break, recognize our sponsors, and we'll be back in just a moment with your post-game show.
Clabough's Campground and Cabin. Clabough. Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Do you have the feeling you've been on a seesaw that just got out of control?
Yeah, and I don't have any kind of interest as far as a rooting interest in this.
No, I don't either.
And I'm exhausted. I can only imagine how these fans, and especially these players, feel. What a fantastic game. Congratulations to the Webb Spartans winning their region crown this year.
And, you know, I wish, folks, that you could see the excitement here out of the Knox Webb fans as they charge the field here on the 20-yard line. Boy, what a sight. And this is what high school football is all about. On the other side, you see the Chargers who are down here, and they realize how close it was as both teams now prepared. You're going to enjoy this night for the Spartans for maybe about 12 hours, and then for both teams, you shift your eyes towards playoffs.
Well, in both of these are two teams that are both, they're looking to get to that state title game and try to win it. Now, the big bad boogeyman in this division is going to be the Lipscomb Academy, coached by Trent Dilfer. Those Mustangs are waiting for somebody. But these are the two teams that probably offer the best threat to them in that division.
Well, you know, in a game of this nature, we could name a slew of players of the game. I believe we're going to go ahead and start first with our play of the game, and it's an easy one. It's that 2-point conversion.
It has to be the 2-point conversion. Shavar Young with a fantastic catch. Charles Robinson, bought time. Threw the ball with the game on the line into the middle of 4 guys and got it to his freshman receiver to win the game.
Well, let's talk about a few key stats from tonight's game as well. For you Chattanooga Christian Chargers, Boo Carter tonight, 20 rushes for 128 yards.
And Carter's able to come out with 3 touchdowns tonight, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Just wasn't quite enough.
Yep.
You do wonder, and I know Chattanooga Christian's going to wonder this, if you'd had him on that last drive in the secondary, how would things have gone?
Well, here's another stat for you. Javoris Havis with 21 rushes for 129 yards.
Well, and Javoris Havis, they were using him as a fullback tonight. It always does my heart good to see a big fullback get the ball and get to run with it. But, man, he's explosive.
So, overall, once we take into consideration what Giles had and some additional rushing yards there by the Chargers, you're probably looking at about 270, 280 rushing yards out of the Chargers tonight, and they still come up short.
That's got to be tough. You look on the other side, Charles Robinson played a brilliant game with his legs and with his arm. Marquise Barrett made some big plays like we thought he would.
Cameron Cooper all night long.
Man, I think this is the first time that we've had to really discuss back and forth.
And I think I kind of really want to do Cameron Cooper just because of what he did. But, in the big moments, and when they needed him the most on 2 occasions, by the way, Shavar Young.
The freshman stepped up. I think Shavar Young is going to have to be our Clabough's Campground player of the game. An honorable mention to Cooper there.
Oh, yeah.
But and he got close, but Shavar Young, between that blind touchdown that he caught on 4th down and then coming up with a 2-point conversion to win the game.
And when we put this on the tracker, let me encourage everyone to go and vote starting tomorrow morning on our player of the game. You're going to look, and Shavar Young, 7 receptions for 75 yards, but it seemed like every reception he had tonight, and 1 touchdown, but it seems like every reception Shavar Young had tonight was just huge.
Everything was big for him. He just kept making plays.
Yep.
You could realistically, we may see 2 guys from our player of the game on our player of the game nomination from this game this week, because you had several outstanding performances on both sides, but when it came to the biggest moments, the freshmen came through.
Well, we'll get an ideal tomorrow and we take a look at these stats and just break it down a little bit more. But also, and we may have already mentioned it, but that blind pass there when they needed it most out of Charlie Robinson, that very well may be. We talked about the 2-point conversion, how important that was, but it's in my mind, boy, that may be the best play that we've seen all year long.
How did he complete that pass? That happened in the 3rd quarter of this game, and I still haven't figured out how he completed that ball. He threw that pass completely blind on a slant route and drilled Young in the chest on it.
I would say off his back foot. I'm not sure he had a back foot to throw off.
I don't think he did. It was a free rusher. He stepped into the pressure and just drilled it in there.
Yep. Well, we once again want to thank all of our sponsors, not only for tonight, specifically our post-game right now, Clabough's Campground. We're going to acknowledge all those sponsors in just a minute. Let me one more time before we close tonight tell you your score in maybe one of the best games we've seen this year. Two very talented teams. Your Knox Webb Spartans come from behind, win 29-28 over your Chattanooga Christian Chargers. Let me take just a moment tonight we'll run through our sponsors real quick because we appreciate them. Without this broadcast isn't possible. Clabough's Campground, located in the beautiful Smoky Mountains in Pigeon Forge. Sevier County Electric System, the power behind our community.
I do love the call to
Carl Hatcher Furniture.
Yeah, I love it just like it.
Buddy's Barbecue, the place where the locals eat. Thank Buddy's Barbecue tonight, Brandon. Oh my goodness, how many times this year have they fed us?
Oh, they've taken such good care of us. Food's always delicious. Go pay those folks a visit. They've taken care of us.
Where the locals eat, and I can understand why. Alawine Pottery Channel. While you're in Gatlinburg, be sure to check that out. Riverstone Resort and Spa, and there may be a lot of players out here tonight that need to go to the Riverstone Resort and Spa. Coach Metzke may need to after he picks himself off the ground for that game.
Coach Metzke may need some nitroglycerin tablets from somebody.
The Old Mill, who sponsored all our kickoffs this season, encourage you to fall into a flavorful fall. Great food at the Old Mill restaurant.
Oh, always.
So, on behalf of your high school sports, let me mention a few people back in our studio tonight. Roddy Woods, of course, our executive director. Ralph Miranda, who was with me for a good part of the first of the season. Our executive producer on the spot, Chris Riddick. We do want to once again mention happy birthday. Boy, you know, Chris, I'm not so sure he's going to be real happy with that picture. But happy birthday to Roddy Woods, our go-to guy who keeps the whole station running, if you will. We also want to mention our cameramen as well, Harrison, as well as Zion Riddick, who have just provided great coverage for us all night long. Now, this is not the end for us. We're going to be going to the zone. We're going to provide some additional coverage moving forward. This is just our final broadcast of the season. And what a blast it's been this year, Brandon.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for better games, especially down the stretch. We've had a blast. We've got to see a lot of great talent. We've got to see a lot of great contests. Had perfect nights for it. Been to some fantastic facilities. Next week, like you said, we're going to be on the zone. I'm going to be on the road, planning to go to Alpharetta, Georgia, to Denmark High School down there, wanting to take a look at Big Sham Umarov that's committed to the University of Tennessee.
So for all of your recruiting news, go ahead and go to yourhighschoolsports.com, see the news as it breaks. I think next week I'll be up in the Tri-City somewhere reporting on somebody. I'm just not sure who yet. But for your high school sports, we want to thank, of course, our great hospitality tonight from Webb School. We couldn't have asked for more. But we also just want to mention all of our sponsors just once again and thank everyone who made this broadcast this year possible. So as I sign out tonight, once again, thank you to everyone, and let me just close by saying, root for your Vols on Saturday, take your family to church on Sunday. Good night, everybody.
At Sevier County Electric System, we know that when the power goes out, it's important to you to have power restored as quickly as possible. That's why we've introduced the Power Action Line. As soon as you call the Power Action Line from a phone associated with your electric service, we know immediately that your power is out. The Power Action Line lets us answer up to 1,200 calls per hour, so we can make sure and identify all outages, even after major storms. We track those outages through our integrated mapping system, which provides our operations center a better understanding of where the affected areas are located and predicts probable starting points that helps our crews begin looking for the problem. Our whole goal is to get your power back on as soon as possible. We'll even call you back to make sure your service has been restored. At Sevier County Electric System, we want to take care of our customers, and that's what we do every day. Sevier County Electric System. We are the power behind our community. Just call 865-774-6300.
Tune in to the Alewife Pottery Channel 196. Watch local craftsmen and learn of the rich Smoky Mountain heritage and history. Meet Robert Alewife and his family as they take you on their journey of their successful pottery business in the Gatlinburg's arts and crafts community. Established by Robert Alewife more than 30 years ago, this business has grown up with the Alewife family. Alewife Pottery is renowned nationwide, not only for their stunning handmade ceramics, but also their friendly, fun-loving family atmosphere. Tune to Channel 196, the Alewife Pottery Channel, and enjoy these great stories.
Clabough's Campground and Cabins and Clabough's Market and Grill have been family-owned and operated since 1978. Clabough's Campground is spacious, with 320 sites including vacation homes and cabins. Great location for family reunions and large groups with entertainment on the weekends. Make reservations at Clabough's Campgrounds and Cabins, located on 405 Wears Valley Road, Pigeon Forge.